Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay. Works perfectly. Nice. A lot of interesting things happening. It's what now? It's been like a week since the launch of the order, like the proper launch of the order, has it?
Yeah. About a week, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Going pretty strong. Our server is it has a lot of activity in it, which is really fucking awesome. I enjoy that. We had a bit of a subscriber space not too long ago as well, which I believe since a lot of you are subscribed, been able to tune into. So that was pretty fun. I've also been doing a lot of Halo streams in there. We may actually do an X stream as well as a one in the server, but we're still gonna have the spaces Q&A after this. The space will be running for I think 3 hours today, and then we'll bring it over to do some QA in there and just do various other things as well. So yeah, because we have like more of an ability over that. Also, an interesting thing that has happened is for about a day now, my DMs are completely bricked. So literally nobody can send me anything. Like they can send, but I can't see it. That is a major fucking issue, and I don't like that. I really hate it. And it appears that other people are having a similar problem as well. So I'm not sure when exactly this will be resolved. I also posted about it, but yeah, literally my DMs haven't been refreshing, and it's only on this account for about a day now. So I am, you could say, maximally pissed off about that. I really am. So I'm just like, I'm saying that that's a bit of a problem. The only other way to get contact would be via X chat, which is the other thing. Like that works, which is funny. Like that's the only thing that works. But almost nobody uses X chat because it's not integrated into the app in the same way that DMs are, right? Like it's just a separate thing that exists in like your profile there somewhere, and you could probably put it as part of the bar and like maybe replace the actual DMs thing. But how many people are actually willing to use X chat over like the current existing chat that they have? And besides, people who are unverified, they can't really use it as well. So it's like, okay, well, you're cooked. So yeah, fascinating situation, all things considered. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff is happening. The post about plastic lining in cans is coming back, as I'm pretty sure you've noticed. I think it's really fucking funny that one guy makes a viral thing on the internet about, oh my god, the cans contain plastic. I'm like, yeah, I've been saying that for a while now, so much so that I actually had to make a post about it earlier this year. And now everybody's kind of waking up to it, going, oh my God, there's fucking plastic and all that shit. I'm like, yes, glass is the way to go. It's not like I've been saying that shit for years, which is exactly what I've been fucking saying for years. Like,
To the
everybody, like,
best of my
shills the fucking
knowledge,
cans. It's like, damn.
that is the 17th time that video is.
I know, right? It's crazy. And
He
people
doesn't
still
even
think
make
it's
a
a
new
new thing.
video. He
I'm like,
just
bro.
reshoots it in a different direction, so it looks a little bit different. But no, that same video has been going around since, I don't know, at least 2014.
Yeah, exactly. And of course,
I'm just amazed it
who
comes
else?
back up every time.
Yeah. I mean, who else but our favorite AI slop maximizer than Levels.io, who's like reposting that shit and be like, oh yeah, we got that shit in. I'm like, okay, so you're worried about the stuff that comes out of plastics. One of the main concerns for stuff that comes out of plastic, the stuff that leaches, is endocrine disruptors, right? Hey, I just kind of want to shot in the dark here, but isn't that the same fucking retard who decided to buy a fucking rice cooker with a pot inside of it that is lined in non-stick material that is world famous for leaching endocrine disruptors when heated up? I don't know, man, but I feel like maybe, like, some people really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Their priorities are all wrong. It's like the fucking environmentalist health person. It's like, I'm gonna go vegan and I'm gonna be super, super healthy. I'm like, you do realize that all the fucking soy is like still, there's a lot of poison in there because most of it's from China and they don't have the same regulations that you have, which says something. And you also know that the stuff you're drinking out of the tap water also has a lot of the shit in there, a lot of the pollutants that you're trying to remedy via a lot of weird medication. And also you realize that a lot of the stuff that is in birth control pills, specifically or hormonal birth control pills, is still in your water supply because it's not like the treatment doesn't remove it. The water treatment doesn't actually remove that. So you're being literally showered in estrogen.
I mean,
Just letting you know
they
that.
don't add more, though. Like, that's not really how that works. I don't understand
No,
your
of course not.
complaint there. Like, it's
No,
just,
no,
it
no.
doesn't get
That's
filtered out. Like, you have pig estrogen all over you, too. So that's fun.
oh yeah. No, 100%, 100%. It's like that's not anything that one can make an argument against. It's also not what I'm saying. I'm still saying that it's there though, and that it is causing problems, and it's not all of the things that are causing problems. That's not the singular issue. There's so many other things that act in conjunction together to cause the massive issues that we see today, which is why I decided to make that funny post on the alt where I was like, hey, let's reverse the atrazine meta and shower the bros in testosterone.
Yeah, I love that one.
And like that's the thing you post on the alt, and then people go like, oh, you post the crazy things on the alt, but I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna start sphere posting on main by saying, yeah, go outside and sun your balls.
And people are
Do
doing
it.
it too.
Which, by the way, I have been doing. It's pretty good.
Nice, nice. I still haven't tried. I'm gonna try one day.
I have been sunning my balls in the sun. It's pretty good.
The hard part about that is finding a place to do it where no one's gonna like run into you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Or
look,
just make good friends with your neighbors.
I mean, look, you can kind of like, pick out a spot and be like, hey, man, so this is my own private domicile, bitch. Like in Breaking Bad, it's like, this is my private domicile. No, if you don't get the reference, don't worry about it. But no, like you say, hey, this is my private domicile. From this period to this period, if you look there, it's your fault. I don't want you to look there. You can if you want to. I can't stop you from doing it. But I would advise for your own personal mental health, you probably ought not to do that. Just saying, okay? I raised the fences a little bit. You shouldn't be able to see it, but if you do see something, that's on you. It's my private property. I can do what I want. So, with that in mind, then I will still go outside and sun my balls. And if the curious neighbor decides to look through the fence and sees me in that position, the fuck do I care? You're the one who's seeing my balls. It's not like I'm seeing yours. Like, I don't get the problem. I don't get the concern. It's like, bro, okay, so if you have that kind of like situation going on for yourself, and the fucking neighbor is like, pissed about the fact that he saw your spheres, I'm like, well, you shouldn't have looked through the fucking fence. It's there for a reason. It's there for privacy. And if you don't respect privacy, you clearly don't respect yourself because you're the one who saw my balls.
Point.
There are reasons why I don't live in cities. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, put you on for indecent exposure? I'm like, I don't know. Should I put you on for invasion of privacy? You're the one who peeked through the fence. How do you know I was sphere maxing? How do you know that shit? I made the fence higher. How did you do that? You clearly wanted to see something. And you just got more of the package than you initially bargained with. So it's like, okay,
The indecency
kind of
drone
you
spotted you.
Yeah, the drone that was not supposed to fly over my thing spotted my balls. Sure. I have to do this though. I have to time the arrival of the satellite next time so that I can lay out when Google's taking pictures. And so my naked ass self is going to be on there, full pixelation, max. We're going to do that shit.
That's
That's
kind
the
of
first
tricky.
thing I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out.
They have like, I think 48 imaging satellites, and they're not all running at all the time. So you have to figure out when it's over and when it's on. I don't think Google says when they're on, which is the problem.
All right, so
You just gotta
guys,
make a habit.
anybody here who knows somebody who works at Google or who may work at Google, can you give me a tip for when or when not your satellites will or will not be scanning a certain region of the planet? I wanna do something for scientific purposes.
I want to hold up a huge sign that says, "Hi, Mom."
Science, bitch.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, no, you can just paint that shit on your roof
That's less
and leave
fun,
it
though.
there for like a year.
Have you seen the things of like the dudes who planted like different colored trees that like say different things like out in like the middle of like nowhere of Nebraska and stuff?
Of course, it's Nebraska. It's always Nebraska, dude.
There's one of
That's
those on an
arbitrary
island
place. I don't
outside
know where it
Montreal.
is.
Outside of Montreal, there's this little tiny island that has that, but it's so old that the trees have just kind of spread out to be different. So you can tell it used to say something, but now it just kind of looks like fucked up trees.
Fucked up trees. Wow. Nice.
I've always kind of like wanted to like just make a crop circle and like kind of like pull a little psyop and Get everyone all freaked out.
You've never made a crop circle? It's a lot of fun.
Nah,
Oh, you
not
did
yet.
that here?
Yeah.
Hey,
What
if
the
you
hell else
could,
am I supposed to do?
can you draw seven concentric circles and triangles by any chance? Just asking for a friend.
Probably
That'd be
not at
quite a
the
crop circle.
quality that you need.
Nah.
Like
It-
imagine if that is a crop circle somewhere and somebody takes a picture of this and they see like where it's from, they go, "What the fuck?" I don't know, totally coincidence, man. It's not my fault that the aliens think we're cool.
Yeah, like getting good circles is kind of tricky because you can't actually get your own aerial view. You might now if I had a drone. Last time I did it, I was
Yeah.
like 14, so I could give it a go.
You know, it would definitely work. Totally
You
don't
just
do
need
it,
a
but you
rope.
could do it if you wanted to.
Yeah, especially this year. We went from soybeans near me to corn. So yeah, I'm actually in the corn lands this time.
You know, what you could do, you could actually make it a lot easier for coordination. What you can do, I'm not saying you should do it, but you definitely could if you wanted to, was if you took a drone and put a spinny mirror thing at the bottom of it and pointed a laser at the mirror thing. And then what could happen is you could literally have a circle, a laser circle, and then you could just basically lift the drone up or lift it down to basically adjust for the size of the circles. And if you do that shit at night, there's no way you'll miss it.
Yeah, but there's also very little chance someone wouldn't notice. Why is the corn red? Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's not going to be that bright. You know, you have a little drone that's just like flying up there like that. You can barely fucking hear it. You know, there's nobody that directly lives right next to it either. You know, I don't know.
I mean, normally the benefit is that the corn is tall enough to hide you so people can't see you.
Okay,
And
here's what we're
normally
gonna
to
do.
make a circle, you just like hammer down a board with some string in it, and you just kind of push everything down along the string, and then you move the string around.
Yeah, sure. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Chad, you're gonna have to fund you're gonna have to fund a lot of water supply and corn and a bunch of people who can like grow that shit as well. JP, can you come up with property? I want you to like go on the news one day and say, I'm creating this crop plantation here in the South because I want to attract aliens. And then you make your own crop circles and then you take a photograph of this and be like, wow, I woke up this morning and I saw this amazing sign in my field. And then later when people ask you like, hey, did you make that? You can simply say yes. Like, well, why did you tell us it was aliens? It's like, I never said it was. Like,
See,
It was Adrian.
I
don't
never
think
said it was aliens. I never said it at all.
for the psyop, I don't think you want people to know that it's coming because it's like way more believable if it just suddenly happens out of nowhere.
No, absolutely not. No. Everybody has goldfish memory. It doesn't matter. You could literally just do things. Like, what do you mean?
It's true. Everyone seems to forget about everything
Like,
in
you can
cycles of about
literally do
8
it and be like,
months.
hey, I am planting. Like, you can go on the TV and be like, so I have planted 200 acres of corn because I want to attract aliens. And just like have that posted. It kind of
Well,
sounds like he does that.
we can rope it off and charge hippies $200 a pop to go meditate in the middle of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm fucking saying. That's what I'm fucking saying.
Totally down.
That's what I'm fucking
Okay,
saying. Yeah, we got Isabel over here, the fucking Valley girl. She can like just get a whole bunch of
We've
like
got a
dumbasses
hippie in
together.
here.
It'll happen. Like it's an amazing
Just tell me
thing.
when and where, and we'll come across the crop circles.
Exactly. By the way, it goes without saying, I am not trolling. I'm actually serious about this. If somebody could make like if somebody
I'm
could
so serious.
plant a big field of corn and put those like put the symbol in the center of it, yeah. If it's your corn, who's gonna complain? I mean, you're the one who destroyed your own crop. It's not like somebody's gonna mind. Like, okay.
All right, so like a half mile from my house in Georgia, where I'm at right now, there's like I don't know 100 acres. I could definitely buy a few acres tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Just
It's
rent
already
it.
corned up. Like it's already got 10-foot corn on it.
Chad, let me know when
How
to
about you
book my
make it
flight to
easier for yourself?
Georgia.
How about you make it easier for yourself and you go to the guy and say, look, I have a thing. I will buy the entire value of the crop on this field, which is probably costs less than the field itself, obviously, right? Because I want to draw a bunch of circles on it. what do you think the chances that bro will say, yeah, sure, man?
100% because he's a Georgian.
That's what I'm saying. So are you actually serious about this, or are you also trolling? Because I'm not trolling. I'm actually serious.
No, I mean, listen, it could be done for a few $1,000, I bet.
Should we do it?
We can also get microwaves and
Yeah,
like
flights to
microwave
Georgia
the
aren't
stuff.
too much.
We
I
can
think
like
it'd be fun.
we can microwave the ground so it like has this like irradiation effect, and
I don't
you know.
think that part is the thing that's really doable. I mean, it's doable, but it's really dangerous and probably will set off a lot of alarms in places. Like, you have to understand that if you output a ton of RF anything, the government's going to be like, so you lit up the entire neighborhood like a fucking torch. Mind explaining to me what the fuck that was, bro?
On Mythbusters, they just use like microwaves from people's like kitchens.
I mean, that's going to be a lot of microwaving that you'll have to do to those plants. And besides, we all know what the crop circles look like. They have to be pressed down.
You have to do
Well,
the boards.
you press it down first, and then you kind of like do that, so it has this like burnt tinge to it.
Oh, okay. So Thor Ragnarok that shit. Gotcha.
It's like you do 2 laps.
I'm 100% serious, by the way. You see the logo in the community, right? Like, I'm actually serious. Are you guys willing to do that? Like, truly honest question.
Yeah, I'll have a discussion with the guy that owns the land. I know his son.
All right, cool. Who's good at drawing pretty good circles and triangles on corn? Who knows how to do that?
On corn, I've got it. I've got it down.
Isabella, you can do it.
Vera, you want to be flown out for a little experiment? Can you do it?
Vera, you
I'm
can
happy to
try
be
it?
flown out somewhere. Yeah.
All right, they're going to be pretty sizable, I think, but it's a relatively simple task.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make corn circles. You just need some rebar and some wood.
Okay, so are we actually doing this?
Tell you what, I'm gonna go take some
Yes.
pictures in the morning, and I'll tag
I
you
can think
guys
of
in
worse
'em.
ways to spend a week.
All right, let's fucking do it. Let's make crop
Nice.
circles.
Let's go.
That's actually good. We'll document it on the internet, and it will be a whole thing. Fuck it, let's do it.
Amazing.
Let's make crop circles, gentlemen. For
Nice.
crop
Or
circles for the
down.
Noetic order. Let's do that shit. Chad, you gonna hit me up on Signal once you got like results, and we'll organize things, or on Discord as well. You know, it's the same place. Speaking of Discord, by the way, I would like to draw everybody's attention to the post that is pinned at the top of the space. In that post, there is a link to join my Discord server. It's a pretty interesting app. Basically, I use it to stream, and I also like, answer questions on there as much as possible. I'm very available there, and since my DMs have been nuked for the time being, I really can't respond to a lot of people. So joining there is the best course of action, right? Make sure also not to spam anything. And if you try to do NFT stuff, you'll just like instantly get completely rugged from the server indefinitely. So it is your best course of action and in your own best interest to not do that. So just like that as a bit of a declaration there for you. But yeah, if you want to like hang out, I occasionally also drop into the voice chats there a lot more frequently than I do spaces because it's easier and more convenient and doesn't like set off alarm bells everywhere as soon as I go, because like if I go into a space somewhere, it like sets off alarm bells everywhere. Whereas if I yeah, hang on hang on a second, I have to like review the
Yes, something's going on here.
well, yeah, obviously, yeah, just resolve,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
resolve, resolve.
A bunch of people, yeah.
Yeah, resolve,
Okay.
resolve.
Okay.
Okay. Monitoring. Yeah, our guy Ray, who's was the one who made that post. He's the guy who's monitoring the situation with the Discord server. So yeah, we're trying to get the Discord server up to 1,000 members so we can like breach the echo chamber inside of Discord itself, so we can get more people from that platform and kind of merge what is the X community of the Noetic Order and the server itself. We want to like create an intersect between the two. It's also kind of part of the thing that I explained like a week ago, where I said, hey, we have a politics problem and we kind of want to solve the politics problem. And because sometimes people see it as political to have an X account, why don't we just, have a platform so we can serve everybody and perhaps maybe one day convince them to come to X as well. But for now, we kind of have this this twin planet thing where there's 2 planets, both of which are really nice to live on, by the way. But they're kind of orbiting each other, and it's a cool thing. And we just kind of like go backwards and forwards sometimes, just so like check things out and have a bit of fun. So that's the Discord server. Make sure to please join that. And yeah, epic. And apparently, I guess
The Discord server is your moon. It's your orb.
It's your orb. Yes, it's orbs.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm actually gonna have to
Expansion
tone down
pack.
the orb posting a little bit because our dear friend Molson told me that the Chinese don't like orbs and don't like wizards.
What?
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah, it's a whole thing. You gotta like look into that. It has deeper meanings for them. I will still be sphere posting occasionally, of course. I can't resist talking about orbs. It's a bit of a thing. But yeah, there has to be a certain type of declaration that needs to be made around whatever sphere posting is and what it entails. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. Also, also for those who would like to probably support my my thing and my mission and what we're doing here, even as a team as well, then consider subscribing to the server as well, because there's a thing that's called server subscription. You get to roll with that, get higher levels of access, especially when I'm streaming. So yeah,
$10.99. Yep.
you just get priority support for everything, basically.
I also do a lot of streaming just for that group.
Exactly. So yeah, if you want our attention, you will have our attention because we keep going in there. So it's like I primarily hang around in the because you get access to an advanced members text chat and an advanced members voice chat, and I will drop into those places very frequently. I just do that daily, even like I show up there more than I do for spaces a lot of the time. So yeah, somebody like prompting Grok asking if I am Elon Musk. Obviously, I'm not. Oh, it's hilarious. The answer is even citing the fucking article. Bruh. That is fucking hilarious. The AI is like simultaneously fucking me and blessing me. I think that's hilarious. It's pretty good. Pretty cool. So yeah, epic stuff. Nice. Man.
Yeah, Grok was freaking you up yesterday remember? People were like searching about how to grow your X account, and it was like suggesting Adrian Dittmann. It's like, okay.
Like, that was interesting. It was very surprising that the bot actually included me for that. I was like, that is interesting, because that person literally joined in there. It was like, I wasn't familiar with any of you. I'm like, how do you mean? How did you join the server then? Grok told me to. I'm like, what? I was like, well, that's a first.
Unusual.
So thanks, robot. You're awesome.
Grok rules, man.
Ah, delicious. I'm drinking a bit of raw milk now as well.
Raw milk. I was gonna say that's some raw milk.
It's like we have a bit of a dichotomy here. I have a bit of a dichotomy to Isabel. To Isabel, she drinks a ton of cane juice, and it's funny. Like,
and he just munches on cane like really.
I mean, I could if I wanted to. I don't do it as much because it's not really that good for me. I don't consume that much sugar, although I am starting to crave the cane. So I may occasionally like steal one or two from the neighbors. It's just like 1K and they're not going to miss it. They have tons of it. It's not like it's actually, and look, it's subsidized by the government. Okay. So that means my taxes. Right. So fair is fair. I don't make noise about what that is and how to stop it from happening. And I get my cane, and that's the end of that discussion. Like, simple as, right?
So you want to be caned, is what you're saying.
Be caned? What? It sounds like a biblical reference.
Would love to be caned.
I'm sorry, what?
An American got caned in the Philippines back in the late 80s, early 90s, man. He got like 7 lashes. It's pretty bad.
Well, that's what that means. Okay. That makes it so much more haunting that Isabel said she would like to get caned. Damn.
Oh, we were talking about
Damn. I wasn't familiar. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Someone cane me.
That is so horrifying.
We can get caned in the cornfield with the crop circles.
Damn.
Well, you're gonna attract a certain crowd this way, and I'm all for it.
Oh my god, that's a deep cut. I'm not going to elaborate what that's supposed to mean. Oh my god, that's a deep cut. Wow.
We were just bonding over cane and raw milk.
And now Vera's talking about the alternative crops. Hey, Picard, this is the thing where your robots come in, remember?
True. No, Vera will just be there recruiting people to join their cult?
I'm good at that.
But no, seriously, I think we're actually gonna do this. We're actually gonna have like gonna do the yeah, I'm down. I'm absolutely that would be great if we could do that and then post about the crop circles.
Yeah.
At
It's
no
so
point
fun.
should we say that aliens did it. At no point will we say that. We will just simply say they exist and that's it. It's like, hey, cool. Check this
Just
out.
comment on
Really
their beauty. Like, wow,
like
those are like well
a
structured.
real thing. Like even have a plane fly over it and everything, I guess,
I
Get
know a
little
guy
air
for that too.
shots.
You see, naturally, it's going to get a lot of publicity if you don't advertise that you're doing it.
Of
And
course not. We're not going to advertise that we're doing it. We're just going to talk about doing it, which we're doing right here because we have to declare that that's a thing that we're doing and we're definitely going to do it.
but
And
you could make a documentary of you doing it, and so then, like, once everyone's all hyped up, be like, "Haha, gotcha."
exactly. Yeah. So we'll have everything documented. We'll have everything declared. And this space will be the genesis point where we like spoke about this. And it's like, yes, this is where it started.
Perfect.
Also, for any future OSHA or whoever agents listening to this, we will not be caning people. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We're not savages. We're not
No, there was a
savages. We civilize differently.
miscommunication.
Fuckers.
We might drink cane juice, but there will not be caning.
Yeah, that's right.
The judges and the prosecutors were in this place are my friends, so I think we're okay.
All right. Fair enough. Good. So yeah, we're gonna buy the crop of some dude's field, and then we're gonna just draw circles on it, and you can keep what's left. Everybody wins. I mean, bro, the best part is bro is actually not losing anything. He would technically be getting paid twice because if we're paying for like using a sizable amount of his crop, bro would just be getting a lower yield when harvesting it, but it would also be paid for the yield that he gets. So bro would be paid like twice. So he'd definitely be down for it. That's a sales point. We get our entertainment and he gets his yield. Everybody wins.
And he will probably end up charging admission to this thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We may have to like bargain based on how much corn we actually would technically be affecting with this because I'm pretty sure the yield's quite high. But I'll chat. I'll leave it
I
up
mean,
to your
yeah.
good
Plus, it's
judgment.
not like they calculate for like sub acre as well. It's like I'll just buy acre.
Yeah. So it's like by however much. We'd have to like kind of calculate that, like how thick, how high would one need to be up in order to see the structure? And like, like how big would it need to be for the structure to be clearly visible? That's the question. Because you're dealing with circles, right? Actual circles.
I'm sure you could just look at like previous
You
crop
can get a
circles,
drone.
like crop circles that people have done, and kind of gauge it there, because the rows are going to be the same distance regardless of whether it's in Montana or Idaho or
Well, yeah, of course,
Georgia.
yeah. I'm just like saying, like, what size are we talking about? Because we'd have to also be cognizant of the physical abilities of our people that are going to be going down there to do the circling.
Of our
For
hippies.
hippies, I don't think the hippies are going to be doing much of the circling because if they're hippies, they're going to be high and they're not going to draw straight circles. That's a problem. Those circles need to be concentric. Those circles need to work, and if they don't, they have a problem
No,
with
Vera
me.
will build the circles, and then us hippies will photograph and document the circles.
Yes.
Well, you probably wouldn't have to worry that much about like labor, because when you go look at like the old South, a good slave would pick 2.5 acres of cotton a day.
What is this logic?
Well,
Rock says 15 meters, like wide, I guess.
but like if someone can pick that much in a day, like you can do that much effort in a day also.
Is that plus or minus the caning?
The caning.
I don't know. I'm not into that stuff.
Blast, how wide did you say it needed to be?
It's giving me a bunch of different ones. Like a bunch of them are between like 50 and 100 meters to be detectable by satellites. So I guess it's like total width, total height.
Bro, that's 100 meters is a lot.
Yes. That's what I was saying. We probably want to do maybe half that. So it depends on like how much visibility you actually need. Like what kind of height was like I think that's based on so there's a few factors, right? It needs to be the structure needs to be sized enough that you can still see it at a certain angle and that it doesn't completely fall off at a certain height either, but also doesn't increase. So also if you're like increasing size, what will happen is you will then need to deal with precision drop off, right? Like the larger the circle, the more complex the actions you'll have to take to preserve the precision of each circle, right? Because you also have to consider that the outer circle, the seventh one, is going to be larger than the inner circle. Or rather, the inner circles, right? Even though they'd still be the same density or width, rather. So,
I think corn probably isn't ideal either. I think probably something like wheat or something similar.
wheat circles.
Hmm. Yeah, because the way that you make the circle is you drive a stake into the center, you attach a rope to it, and then you have a board that's attached to that rope, and then you just tamp down the wheat or whatever, the alfalfa. But if you have 10-foot tall corn, it makes it kind of difficult.
He's right.
But we have GPS.
True, but again, you have to consider the labor effort, right? Like, who's willing to put in that much amount of work?
I thought that's why Vera was coming.
You can't just make him do everything.
Vera's willing to put in the work.
You can't just like we
It's gotta
can't
be
just
at
we
least,
can't
like,
just
50
cane him
meters.
with this. No, that's not fair. It's got,
Just make the giant do
No, I'll put
everything.
in
It's
the work
fine.
too. I'll help build a circle or two.
right, like bro.
See, to me, the biggest difficulty is making non-filled circles because it's easy to make the filled circles because you just kind of go in a circle and it gets bigger as you go down. It's really easy to follow. But if you want shapes without something inside, that's when it becomes tricky.
Yeah, so what I think we should do is we should be doing wheat. Wheat is not too high, which means it wouldn't be too tricky to do the non-filled circles, I think, right? Because you could still have it develop at a certain height, right?
We should do that
Yeah.
at the end of summer also, so it's all like dried
Exactly,
out.
right.
Probably less expensive too.
Yes. So if I'm looking at the circles here, they're actually quite big, and the pathways that exist between each one of them, that's manageable.
Where does wheat grow in the United States?
I don't know. Do you happen to know anybody down there, wherever you're at, you could talk to who has a bunch of wheat that they would like to part with?
No, it ain't in the South.
Fuck.
I can get us some land in Alabama.
Like primarily in like the north part of like the middle of the United States.
Hey, that would be pretty legendary. It's like, yeah, we'll make the wheat the crop circle in wheat because that's the chosen thing to do. It's the easiest to do and has the most upside. And then we'll have like the rewarders be included in the final documentary that we'll be making of it, and have like this big group photo of the circle makers.
That's sweet.
Tell them you'll be posted all over the internet for this. You'll be remembered as legends. That's a reward. Are you willing to fight? Are you willing to fight for coin, or are you willing to fight for legend? You know, you want to be included in the public record for all of eternity and literally make a mark on this world, then you will be able to do that via this thing. 100%.
You know, it would be wild if like 2 men in black suits showed up and like paid the farmer like 200 grand to just plow it under.
Hey, man.
We start a business ripping off the government with crop circles.
I doubt that's like, in this case, what's actually hilarious is if we actually happen to be doing this and like, if there were any truth whatsoever to like aliens making crop circles, then in a sense, hypothetically, a government would actually like we'd be working in the interest of obscuring such a probable fact, wouldn't it be? Because if we make a documentary about how easy it is to make crop circles based on our thing, then if, not saying that it is, if it would be real, it would actually be in the favor. So I don't think any government would stop us, actually. Quite the
See,
opposite.
they're actually
No, they would support
Exactly.
they're actually crop triangles,
honestly, they would fly us all
and the
out.
obfuscation is that they're circles.
Yes, but we're going to do circles and triangles. So it's like we have the crop circles and we have the crop triangles. So we get both of them at the same time. Hybridize.
Wow.
We're going to do it anyways.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
We're gonna do it regardless of government sponsorship.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think the government's going to sponsor. I think just going to be there and go, yeah, nah, you're doing it anyways. And you're not going to, I don't think anybody cares.
It's going to be sponsored by Chad.
Yeah. No, we're going to have to get like, Coinbase to sponsor. It's going to be like,
They probably
it's
do.
sponsored by Chad and you get to like advertise his business, like everybody was there and everybody had their like thing. So it'd be a massive advertising business, and the slogan for the whole thing is just you can in fact just do things, and like you finish every sentence that you have, like but like, hey, you're selling cars, for instance, you go like, hey, we did this, we did that, and you can buy this car. You can in fact just do things. Yeah, I don't know.
Good slogan.
That sounds like a great sales point, to be honest. So yeah, we should get that.
So when are we doing this? Like early September?
I'm not sure, actually. I would love to come down for that, but the US is going through its empire phase, so it's really not going to work for me. So,
I know it's hard
yeah.
for you.
Oh, Drowsy, welcome. This we got people from the Triangle from the Magic Numbers Company.
Magic
Yeah.
numbers.
Welcome.
So like, hi. What do you?
We've gotten more orbs.
Yeah. What do you
than
think?
you.
What do you think about us manufacturing big circles and triangles in the middle of a crop field? What do you think about that?
Well, you got to check underneath and make sure that there aren't already triangles and circles built by the ancient Mayans.
Yeah.
Since it seems the entire continental U.S. is covered in either ancient Indian or what's the name of that old civilization that we completely wiped the history of? The Tartars.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah,
Yeah, Tartarian. There's
yeah.
Tartarian circles and triangles.
Yeah.
Like all the way down to the bottom of the mantle of the earth.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody like talks about the inscribed triangles because of the Tartarian Empire, because they think that the lizard people built everything, and then we took it from them, and now they're pissed that the lizard people are back. I'm like, your logic is flawed. You say that the lizard people are your enemies, but you're also saying that that you're the enemies of the lizard people. Well, I'm like, make up your mind.
Well, that's why we're, the orb company is bringing back Tartaria. We're basically doing like a kind of like eugenic cultural infusion where we can actually like revive a dead race. It's kind of like the Forerunners in Halo,
Yeah.
where if we can like teach you how to like mine triangles and orbs again, we can actually bring back the Tartarian civilization.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
What's been going on, guys? I haven't been on X that much for like the past month. Has anything happened?
No, nothing has really happened, to be honest. Everything's just kind of
Has
stayed the
anything ever
same.
happened?
2025 has been really slow. I will say something happened in that nothing ever happened, and that was that the list apparently doesn't exist and nothing ever happened.
Oh yeah, right. Everybody found out that it doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
so I'm like, so what are they going to do? They're going to release Ghislaine Maxwell now? Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, Epstein killed himself for no reason.
Exactly. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, well, I was on this a few months ago. Epstein didn't exist. So the list doesn't exist.
See, personally, I'm kind of on the fence on the existence of a list because most successful criminals don't generally write things down. Like
yeah, they do if they're
That's
accountants.
just kind of. Well, that's why accountants make bad criminals.
This guy, he has his island, and everybody, all the people you hate, hung out with him and had sex with kids with him. Yeah, he exists.
Rumor has it he escaped to Argentina.
God damn.
I'm pretty sure him and Biden were the two first AI generated characters.
My God.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. They're like the AI agents. We had agents this whole time. They're like the Optimus robot crossover. It's like the pre-mine.
Yeah, it's like the that game, the what is it, dating sim, like the dating sim generator. It's like he was like the rich guy dating simulator for like rich scientists and people who wanted to be invited to like hang out and do cool, like hang out with cool people. So he was like the first AI like LLM they generated to hang out with Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he didn't actually exist. He was just rendered by NVIDIA.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. She was just rendered by video.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's all that happened is the Epstein thing. And what do people hate Trump now?
Yeah, the MAGA movement is returning back to the underling that it was before. Because like, so all the centrists are like, yeah, no, fuck y'all guys. You're actually a cult. I'm out. Now the cult accusations are starting again. It's funny.
At least we've got cane sugar back in Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I heard that
That's
was
good news,
bust.
actually. Yeah.
I heard that the Coca-Cola came out and said that they had made no plans to do that.
I mean,
Really?
So that wasn't
look,
even
I'm
true.
gonna say this right now because I'm just gonna because it's true. But everybody needs to start Jew maxing. Let me explain. Every time there's
Yeah.
Passover, you want your Coke, you want your Coke with fucking sugar, actual sugar in it. Buy the Passover Coke. Go to a Jewish store, give them business, and buy the Passover Coke. There is actual cane sugar in there, and it comes with a yellow lid. I don't understand why people don't just
Passover-
go to
Mexican
Jewish
Coke
stores
as
to like buy
well.
stuff.
They
They
make a
actually have really
Mexican
good
Coke.
stuff there. I don't understand what's wrong with people. Like what?
Yeah, when you go to the doctor, you
Hey.
can say, "Give me the Passover vaccine," and it has real sugar.
That's horrifying. But
Are beets not kosher? What the hell is up with this?
I don't know. I've actually I've always gone to those types of
Just need an
stores because I'm
IV
like
drip
I
of
know that I'm
kosher
not going to
Coke.
die if I eat something from there. So like I've been to a lot of weird places in the world, and so I go to stores where it's like.
Does anyone
that.
know? Does a Tesla have a Shabbos mode?
I don't think
Like
so. No.
self-driving, I guess.
I mean, maybe it does
might
because if the
exist,
robot's driving you, are you driving?
I don't
No,
think
so
you're allowed to
basically
use technology.
Right,
So
the
no.
Tesla AI is the new Shabbos goy.
That would work actually. You'd have the I mean, using technology implies that you actively activated the thing. So if you had something autonomously bring you the thing, you just so happen to be there, it doesn't actually count, I think.
How much of the Tesla self-driving feature is like locally run on the hardware, and how much of it is is part of like, I don't know if it's a render farm or like some like data processing externally? How much of it is
absolutely none is done externally. It's all locally.
Okay. Is it possible to bring in to tap into the feed of like the cameras? Because I've been thinking about part of like being away is I've been working on like a movie script, and one thing I was thinking was like, could it be shot entirely using like Tesla like self-driving camera, like if you could composite the camera angles and like the thing that it uses to build the point cloud, could you actually just like tap into that and like use that to create like visuals?
I don't think so, because the thing that actually manufactures the point cloud is different than from the thing that actually captures the data that's turned into the point cloud. Like it's all
Okay,
just
so it's not
cameras.
just it's not actually it's not all optical. It's also like, is it LiDAR
No,
too?
it's just cameras.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I was thinking like, damn, like I kind of like that it's
Yeah.
all cameras.
So it's all cameras, and they turn the most likely things into like a visual point cloud. That's how they deal with it.
I'm pretty sure there's LiDAR in it too.
I don't think so.
I know they have sensors. I don't know why they'd have sensors without using them. And they'd be much better than visual data for, distance measuring.
I think those
much less compute involved.
Yeah, but I think the sensors
they got
are
rid of the LiDAR.
for just wait, did you say Synthetica?
I think they got rid of the LiDAR. They used to have it.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I
don't think they
thought
use it
too.
anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's really cool that it's all like lenses and like image sensors and like optical technology, capturing it and like building like the thing. So I was like thinking, could you use that to actually like paint the scene or maybe like render out a map, for like a video game or something. It would be cool if you could like download like a map file from like a frame generated by the Tesla. But I'm just saying a bunch of nonsense
Yeah,
right
you
now.
could You could use exterior tools, so you could take captures from the cameras and you could stitch that together yourself.
Grux says
Yeah,
no
that's probably what I'm
lidar.
gonna.
That's
That's
what's
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
easier.
try and make a whole movie just using like a Tesla.
Yeah, you could totally do that. You'd have to do like calibration and figure out like what the focal length and everything is on the cameras, but totally possible.
You just have to figure out what kind of story could take place around the Tesla entirely.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to find a wrecked Tesla after you figure this out and put those cameras on my Lamborghini and go for a ride. Is what you're saying?
What the fuck?
Do it.
I'm pretty sure you can just buy cameras.
Yeah, but that don't sound nearly as fun.
You just want people to take extra steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. You can afford to do that.
Yeah, you would want for a movie, you'd want cinema cameras, not whatever Tesla's using.
Yes.
I looked up the LiDAR thing. You're right. Teslas don't use LiDARs, but they're also significantly more likely to crash into shit than things that don't use LiDAR. So that's fun.
Well, did you ever watch the movie Hardcore Henry?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, that
pretty
movie's
cool.
Yeah, I
amazing.
saw that one.
Yeah, that movie that's like all GoPros. Yeah, I was thinking about like because there have also been movies that have been made entirely with security cameras. So I've been thinking about like dash cam like car camera footage, and since these like self-driving cars make point clouds, could you do like a scanner darkly like waking life thing where you're actually like just using like the point clouds to like render information like around the car, and then it's like a car centric like a heist thing like around, you know what I mean? Could be
Mhm.
done. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they do that in the movies a lot with multiple camera setups. So they have like witness cameras, and they have you can create a point cloud if you have multiple cameras and you know the relationship of each camera to each other.
Yeah, I thought the most interesting thing like in recent years that was Disney's like studio that uses like the real time capture where it has like rear projection, like everything's like a rendered environment like around the actors, and then like as the camera moves, the like rendered background like moves, you know, like in the opposite direction. I think that's actually like a decent mix of like practical and computer generated.
Yeah, totally. You can do that on a smaller scale too. I mean, I think that's a very expensive setup they have, but it's done in Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Uh, who is it? Vive has like a Mars system for doing that.
like HTC, like the VR company.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
So it's uh, to sync your camera to like a virtual environment.
Good old Unreal Engine. It is used for a lot more than games, and I think most people don't realize that. Like, most movies involve some amount of the Unreal Engine these days, just because it is so good at rendering backgrounds and shit.
Once you start once you like really look at a movie, like actually once you start familiarizing yourself with what Unreal Engine kind of like looks like, there's a very specific vibe to it. You can kind of see, right? It's the same way that I can
Mhm.
detect what is an AI video, because everything has a certain style to it. If you're exposed enough to the consistency of a certain thing, you just instantly get it. When I look at a lot of modern day movies, I can fucking tell it's just Unreal Engine. I can tell which parts are real and which parts aren't. It's really well hidden though, because Unreal Engine is getting so that there's an interesting thing is where like Unreal Engine is so good, it's so unreal that you just don't notice it anymore. And that's really fucking cool, right? So look at The Mandalorian, look at all these like look at all these types of movies, the new ones that came out. Like these are actually, series. This is a series, right? So it's multiple episodes. And normally production for a series is horrible, right? Because it's all chunked up and your expenses are like, different, and you're not allowed to have that much money, but you have to output a ton of content, right? Now, however, it's a lot easier, and the quality, visual quality, the writing quality has gone down, but the visual quality has gone up. So that's because of Unreal Engine and because of the thing that's called the volume. Uh, that's used there's probably what is that called? The company's called ILM, which does that. They basically cover an entire room in screens, and
Yeah.
then basically they have a practical set in the center, and they visualize the rest of the environment on the screen. But because it's technically a video game environment that's 3D, what they can do is they can link the camera's movement to the perspective in the game environment, and then are able to create this like perspective, the simulated perspective, so it doesn't look like a still image, right?
Yeah,
Because it can't be a still image.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing up. Is like they basically have like sensors on the camera that act. They like emulate the point, because when you're like actually using like Blender or Unreal, you have like a camera point of view, and it has like a yaw, like a X,
Mhm.
Y, and Z axis, and then they like map the camera to like do the inverse in terms of like what is actually being projected on the screen, and that is like a pretty that's a decent innovation. I actually when I first heard about that, I thought that, because I'm very cynical about a lot of like the new technology they introduced into like multimedia, but I thought that one was fairly interesting, especially because like rear projection has like a very long legacy in Hollywood. Like Hitchcock used it for like thematic effect. Like the point of him using it would be to like make it seem unreal. Like it would be like in Vertigo, he's driving around in the city, and instead of them like filming on location on the camera, like it's like purposely like a projection of like the back of what a car would see out in the back, but it has like this glow from being projected from like celluloid onto a screen, and it has like this surreality to it. Um, like so you can get clever with that stuff, and I do think also they're kind of cheating, because like for the Mandalorian and Star Wars, right? They have this fetish for the aesthetic of the original trilogy, and so they actually went and like got the original optics, like the old anamorphic like
Yes.
Panasonic Panavision camera lenses, because they're like optically imperfect, right? So they were made like in an era before computerized optics. They were like crafted by like artisans at Zeiss and other lens companies, where it was all done on paper, and then they created the glass based on like paper schematics. But in recent years, like lenses are computerized, so they'll take like the old Star Wars lenses to try and get like the optical quality, the like roll off and the like halation characteristics of lenses from Star Wars, and they'll kind of like use that because the camera is capturing like imperfect, the optical imperfections of the lenses. So when you have Unreal projected on the background of the scenery, but it's actually being captured optically, you can kind of like soften the background too in a way that's like all done in camera. So there's like actually like a decent from like a director of photography point of view, like decent technique going on there with the cinematics. I think it would be interesting to experiment with like since we have so much like the cost of lidar and visual technology has gone down to the point where you can capture high resolution point clouds, and I think that there's probably a way to mix that with you can map the optical characteristics of like an old lens by taking uh, I don't know what exactly they're called, but they're like calibration sheets that will like fill up the frame, and you can see how much of like distortion, optical distortion, is being caused on the edges, how much vignetting, how much of the sharpness fall off at a certain brightness range is like imbued in the image by a lens. You could like train a neural network on different models of lenses to like transform visuals into the optical characteristics of like that lens without actually using that lens. Um, and you could use like a point cloud to create like a baseline image, and then you could imprint the like optical characteristics of each lens by like training a model like for each lens. I think there's like definitely some experimentation to do in terms of like how much could you take home and render on a Mac Mini instead of having to go to ILM and do it with them.
Yeah. Although I think with ILMs, like you still have to do the ILM method with a lot of stuff, because at some point, like the drawback with simulations are that you need to have like reality is almost like infinite RAM, where it's like I
Yeah.
want to open up like 15 different Chrome tabs, but you can't in fact just like write all your shit down on a piece of paper and just like start layering out the pages on a desk. And I'm like, oh wow, I just realized I don't need a ton of compute to open 15 Chrome tabs. I could just like put pages in reality, moving them around as I want. I have literally infinite RAM, like as God intended. Okay. And it's
No,
easy.
yeah. there's
So it's
there's
like, you
fractal
just need to do that.
characteristics to lenses and optics and like everything, light characteristics of everything, because ultimately ILM is still using what, like LEDs for everything,
Yes.
right? So it's like they're not even using like a actual light. Everything is pulse width modulated, like no matter what you do. So yeah, there is that aspect, but I think that there is also the angle of like, what can you, because I think the allure of this kind of technology is like, what could you wield like a paintbrush? Like, what visual characteristics could you like selectively choose to put here and there? Like in old movies, to create visual effects, they would do like compositing in the frame, right? So like on the XY axis of like the screen, what can we cut here? What can we use like a split diopter on the lens to put like the left side and the right side in focus, even though like you'd have one person who's close up, like 2 feet away from the lens, and then somebody who's 100 feet away, and you want both of them to be in like perfect focus. Like Brian De Palma would use that technique a lot, and so there are all these like trickery and like purposeful manipulation of the image for effect. And I think that like there is potential at least to use this stuff for that purpose, like to create mirages and to create like tricks, basically.
Right.
Hollywood's like not playful enough. They keep like doing these stories that have to be told like so by the book and so like literal. Like I don't know. I haven't really seen anything interesting in a long time. I don't know. I'm very cynical about it, but I am less cynical when it comes to like what could the like decrease of the cost of the technology surrounding it, like as it goes down, what could like the average person, like a zoomer on TikTok, what could they actually do if they were going, okay, let's like seriously make like a real movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if actually, how about this? If the Zoomer TikTok person were to make a movie, it would look like the new Superman movie. I've been like outraged by it for like years since it came out. It's just a complete piece of shit. There's like no art to it. There's no anything. I think like if the average TikToker had like the resources to do these things, then the movie would look just like that. Like that's what it would look like. It's
But like, what if they? Because here's something that I've been kind of mulling over, and I've been thinking about like maybe writing something about it, but I'm not sure how to put it into proper words. Is like what you're implying is like they would take their idea of like a movie, capital M movie, and they would try and replicate the like platonic idea of what they think a movie is, and then they would end up making Superman. But what if they applied like TikTok technique, because like TikToks are so full of like this crazy like 20 frames per shot, like intercutting and all this cool like vaudevillian like visual trickery. Like what if they made a movie that was like purely on those sensibilities, and they kind of like abandoned the notion of what like a movie, like capital M movie, was? I think that they're actually visually extremely creative and a lot more advanced in their way of understanding like visual. Their visual literacy is a lot higher than like I would say like a millennial or like a Gen X person who was consuming content at the death of Hollywood. Whereas now it's like this new TikTok kind of has this new like cinematic language.
I would largely agree in that, but I still think it's shit. I still think it looks like garbage, and it fries my brain if I have to look at it. Like first thing is like as a comparison, like if you look at what is a modern movie in comparison to what was a movie, it's like the saturation is totally different. You also have to like take into consideration what is cinematics. Cinematics is the absence of exactly the things you've mentioned. Real cinematics are this idea of like taking what is the fan fiction edit and turning it into an actual stable, ultra deterministic piece of media. That's what cinematics are. Cinematics are just like making things solid, established. It's like watching like a work of art, and that it's like an imperial building, and you're just looking at it from every angle, and you're just being taken through it just to see the depth of it. That's like what a movie should feel like. That's what a really good movie does, right? That's cinematics. Whereas for TikToks, it's totally different. It's designed to like constantly keep you distracted, and so you watch through like 15 videos every like hour, and then you go like, wait a minute, what did I actually learn? And the answer is you learned like literally nothing. And so it's visually stimulating, but it is not actually mentally stimulating. Much like how you could take modern music, it has a lot of things in it, or you could take classical music, and if you were to say like listen to a week's worth of classical music, your brain would be a lot cleaner, and you'd have more silence, and you'd be more productive, as opposed to if you like listen to some garbage such as modern rap.
Yeah, I think the TikTok, like from the point of view of the audience, is like definitely a downgrade in terms of like the quality of information that you're getting. But in terms of the what it does, like the kind of competitive environment it does for the creator, like for the director, let's say, is like basically every time you go through a TikTok, the thing that keeps you addicted to it is the way that it can immediately capture your attention, right? And keep you like basically from the millisecond that that one video turns into another one, how quickly can you become transfixed by like the flow of time like playing out in this next video, right? And so like to me that is really interesting because it kind of harkens back to like the silent era or like the Hitchcockian style of filmmaking where it's all about like the establishment of point of view and about like the flow of like time between shots and like there's this like competitive pressure in the creation of TikToks that like makes you have to be really in tune to like uh, what is like the first shot going to be? What are the colors? What's the impression? Like, how am I going to like cut through the noise and get this person's attention? Now, obviously, everyone on TikTok, like what they're trying to attract is like very low common, least common denominator type of thing that they're aiming for. But like that, I do notice that there's like a tendency, the way that people who create stuff there are being trained to capture people's attention. If they could wield that over like a 90-minute time span, and if they understood like the interplay and kind of like the push and pull of that, I think that like we might see like some really interesting movies in the next 20 years, just based on like that competitive pressure on like the content creator. It's not like YouTube where like you do this clickbait thing, you have this title and like thumbnail, and you have like this culture of like this character or this channel. Like it's more like a TV channel. With TikTok, it's like immediately like the entire experience you have on TikTok when you go for like a session for like 2 hours on TikTok, that itself, the entire span of that is like a movie, right? And what is like the interplay between these different clips? That's there's a different like language there that could be like lent to a kind of like ARG style narrative.
Right, but it still is not a nice viewing experience either. I think it's an interesting. I mean, again, like if you want to take what is exactly what you just said and give some execution to that, that's exactly what like James Gunn's Superman is, right? It's exactly the same thing. That's like exactly what you're describing to me. It's like the TikTokified version of cinema, which is absolutely horrible and just like low quality in general.
Did you see Elvis?
I didn't see that, and I don't think I'm gonna either. I don't
Dude,
know.
Elvis actually is sick. It's pretty good. I would call that like the first TikTok movie. It had like a trailer with
It's
like
worth seeing,
the
yeah.
TikTok subtitles like were in the trailer and stuff. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, man, this has my attention for some reason. But it's
Yeah,
actually really, really, really good. I would recommend watching it.
I'll give it
The
a
visual
try. I'll give
style
it a
of it,
shot. I'll give it a shot.
yeah, the visual style of it, it's very eclectic, very kinetic. But it's got this thing where the way he like flows between different eras of Elvis's life reminds me very much of like something that Hollywood movies didn't do 10 years ago, but they do now because TikTok exists in like a positive way. I think that's definitely worth watching. But I with superhero movies, I agree that there's something lost in translation. I actually watched Batman and Robin the other night. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I do. I never watched it because it's just kind of yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Oh
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
problem with so here's the issue, right? The problem with cinematics and comics is that people are used to the comics and then they're used to the animation that is very similar to the comics. However, what the producers and the directors hardly ever understand is that if you want to translate it into a cinematic thing, then it has to be very cinematic. Now, technically, so if you look at DC, for instance, DC is very gritty, right? It's a very gritty thing. And I think that the Snyder era was perfect at turning that into cinema. Now, of course, you had the strange boomer types that grew up with the fucking animations and shit, and they came in with like a totally different opinion of the matter into like this cinematic movie because they don't understand what like actually art is because it's are culturally illiterate and they don't know what that is. But if you look at a lot of them, not all of them, but the thing, so that's why it kind of flopped on Arrival. Like a lot of those movies flopped on Arrival, even though they were really really good, and now people gain an appreciation again because now it's like you've been through time long enough that you got bored of where you're at, and then you start seeking out art again, and now you kind of look at what has the most quality and what's intellectually stimulating. So now you've awoken, like you're back.
But that's what's interesting. It's like Joel Schumacher, right? When he made Batman and Robin, he knew exactly what he was doing, and it took me 30 years to like figure out. Oh shit, that's what he was doing.
Exactly right. So it's
Like,
like it takes there's funny like lensing that's happening there, like the time
yeah,
dilation.
that's computational data markets right
Exactly.
there. Because it's like if you took the frames of Batman and Robin, like legitimately, like if you go to any clip from that movie, and you go on YouTube and you like just pause frame by frame, it looks exactly like what would happen if you like if you took all the frames, it looks like a graphic novel or like a comic book, like exactly how a comic book would draw the shots and exactly how it would describe like the action of like a fight scene or a transition to a different environment. He shot the movie exactly like a comic book. It's really interesting actually because I've never seen that done before. Like I've seen the 1989 Batman. I saw Batman Forever, but in Batman and Robin, it's like extra eclectic. The amount of Dutch angles, the amount of like weird point of view shots. Like he's super influenced by like the aesthetic framing of a comic book, and that's something that we lost when we entered the like gritty like Nolan reboot era. Which
I think that was
I think
funny. I think that was funny, and I think that there's one movie that captured this idea quite well, and that's the Minecraft movie. I think they kind of, as much as I dislike the movie for that, it's just cringe as fuck. I think it did a great job at distilling what the fandom's essence actually was. Because it was widely
I mean,
successful. I will say though, it's like, I'm not like a Minecraft fan. The first thing I did was like commit the cardinal sin, which is, okay, turn it into super shiny with NVIDIA. Like that's the first thing I did. Was like, okay, I'm gonna get like I used to like play Bedrock and everything, and I did the whole thing, but I've always wanted more realism in the game, right? Which is the exact opposite of what these people want. They don't want realism, and I understand that. Whereas for me, it's like, no, I want more realism. I want more crazy shit, and I just want to like make the Watcher look like it's actually real, and just live in this like autism optimized world and just like craft things, right? Because that's what it is effectively. And so it was
but
cool. It was
if you
actually
optimize,
it was so the movie actually did this in an incorrect kind of correct sense where it's cinematic, but it's also Minecraft. So it was
like
excellent.
If you drew Minecraft, if you drew triangles all day, if you're Notch and you like tried to boil it down to the most like efficient autism, you would get chicken jockey.
Exactly.
That's Minecraft.
Exactly. That's why the movie was actually good in that regard. Like looking at it again, I'm like, you know what? The reason why I didn't get it was because it's just not me, right? I'm the realism guy. But when you look at what cinematics actually are, it's that you want to make this crazy concept cinematic. And the thing is with like, comic books and you translate that directly down to cinematics, you get like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or you get, the direct translation of that, which is like something like Ghost in the Shell, which is pretty good, I think, even though the story was like written a little differently.
Scott Pilgrim's awesome.
Yeah, it is because they took like the stuff that's like comic and they made it very cinematically realistic. I thought that was really fucking cool.
The editing is like really, really advanced.
Yes.
Like I didn't even know Edgar Wright had it in him to do that. Like I like Hot Fuzz, I like like Shaun of the Dead and stuff. But that movie, like to me, is like one of the peaks of like the late 2000s. I'm glad you brought that up because it's like really, really stellar. Like the way that they use the visuals of like a comic book or graphic novel to actually like arrange the story. Like the actual like structure of the story is like influenced by the like the interstitial visuals. Really, really interesting.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. It's like this is why like when we're talking about cinematics, it's like what do you want to express? And I think so like the problem is like again, if you go back to DC, you want to like kind of express the grittiness of it, and the only way you can do that is like the post Nolan reboot type of theme, right? Where you turn Superman and like the alien civilization into this. It had this foreign vibe to it that I think still translated the idea of what Krypton's but like they did the world building, for instance, that they did for Krypton, I think, in the opening scene that lasted 20 minutes of Man of Steel. That was beautiful. It was fucking amazing. Like the world building was so intricate, and people just like didn't notice that because they didn't know what they were fucking looking at. That's how alien it was. It was really alien because they just didn't recognize it. Like, hey, look, at the planets. How nowadays, if somebody says alien planet, they imagine a planet that's just made out of a city, right? They like imagine it's a planet that has like tons of cities, skyscraper bullshits on top of that. Whereas if you looked at Krypton, it was just a bunch of Capitol buildings that looked organic and a flat surface. And be like, why is the surface flat? Well, actually, there's grooves in it. Why are there grooves in the surface? Well, if you go below the grooves, which they did in one of the scenes, so they could get the codex out of the birthing chambers, you could actually see that the cities were underground, right? And all of them looked differently. It was the most alien world that I've ever seen in cinema that truly looked alien enough for me to look at it and go, I don't recognize any of this. I was like, this is really good.
In addition to that, like the craziest thing about that cinematic is they took 4 or 5 ideas and they heavily scoped to them, and they got like a lot of story out of it, right? So the alien world, you felt it exactly how you described it. 2, the dying planet, they focused on that. 3, the codex and the history and the anger and how everyone's being bred. And 4, the political structure. And they I don't know how
They
they
fit
pulled it
that
off.
into
Zack
20
Snyder
minutes,
did.
like less than 20 minutes. It's crazy,
Yeah, but it was like it's like a whole fucking story. You get you get the sense out of those most important things. So it wasn't almost scene based. It was like we got to deliver these 4 concepts and intertwine them into these 20 minutes, just these 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I think that's like that's the thing I really loved about the movie when I first watched it was like that was I knew what Superman was, but I always felt that it was so cringe as a character. I was like I never understood it, right? I saw like the action figures, I thought it was super cringe. And then, this fucking 17-year-old me just sits down and watches that movie not knowing what it was. It was literally like a fucking disc I didn't recognize. I just popped it in and started watching it. And it's like the origin story. Like I get to experience the origin story for the first time not knowing what it is via that movie. And I was like, man, this is really cool. So my reference point for Superman is Man of Steel. And I must say, I wouldn't be as fascinated by Superman if I didn't have the origin story come from that movie, because that movie did it excellent. It did it realistically, it did it very well, and it did it most of all, most importantly, cinematically. That's the thing that counted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something
And
very like it was culture war-ish about how Marvel like so destroyed DC in terms of like financial success. Because I thought that all the stuff DC was doing was 1,000 times more interesting than the MCU. But the MCU is like very much like a product of like the Obama era like cultural environment. But like Man of Steel, all that, like Batman versus Superman, like everything DC does is very interesting. Probably because they don't have like this established core like moneymaker. They always have to kind of like take a risk every time they make something and try and visually reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
And they do really, really cool stuff.
The problem is like I
Well,
think they should have
part-
kept like so the grittiness of the Snyder era was perfect because he had like these 3 movies that were very so one of the breaking point was the Snyder cut, right? And I'll explain why that was. So first of all, you had Man of Steel, which was the first of the Snyder era. Then you had Batman vs Superman, which a lot of people didn't like because their fucking main character got
Wonder
killed
Woman.
off. Like, how the fuck do you come back from killing off the main character? How do you do that? Well, you gotta bring him back to life with the fucking tools that you'll need to use in, the Justice League movie, which is actually pretty good, but not the actual movie itself. The Snyder cut was better. The vibe and the ending, and just practically every scene in the cut version was so different. It wasn't unserious. It was unserious, bullshitty, low stakes, ass world level of a movie. 100%. Then when the fucking Snyder came out, this 4-hour long movie, it was amazing. The saturation wasn't dialed up all the way, didn't feel retarded, and most of all, it actually felt like the stakes were high. They did Superman
Yeah, it
well,
had
they
like
did everything well. It was so good.
all the biblical imagery and like
Yes,
iconography. And it's like
yes.
very fascinating stuff that only a director with directorial control could accomplish
Yeah,
that.
we need
Like
4-hour
it was
movies. Like,
amazing.
if you have this big get together crossover event, don't make it episodic. Don't turn it into 1 to 2 parts. Turn it into a singular 4-hour movie that you just sit down one day, you clear your whole fucking schedule on a weekend, and you just watch it through. And then Monday morning, you come and you have nothing left to say anymore. It's like, damn, you just
Yeah,
went
and
through an
you'll
experience.
think about it. You'll think
Mm,
about it all week,
And
right?
yeah.
yeah, and what was my favorite part about it, the whole like Man of Steel and then Batman versus Superman, is that how do you take a character that's written in to be invincible effectively and make him weak, right? Well, you do it through a way where you build up him being lost. You build up him being hesitant or doubting or something, and then that actually okay, that relates, right? Because like or Man of Steel, he's learning about who he is, and Batman versus Superman, he thought he knew who he is, so he thought he's doing good, and then he gets brought down because he missed a couple things. He missaw a couple things. He got a bit arrogant, he got a bit lost, and he got faced. And then Justice League, he comes out and he's a different person, right?
He
So
also like
Justice League,
risks things differently because he knows his limits because he literally pushed it to the limit with him being fucking dead as a result, right? Like he kind of went in going like, hey, he had like the indoctrination of his father, because he like came into the ship and like, hey, you're
yeah,
the superpowered thing that can do like whatever, right? And then he kind of like gets confronted by this fucking guy who's never had any superpowers but is like literally a rich kid with issues, who had to like deal with the fact that he doesn't have superpowers and literally created them out of technology and then goes to war with the fucking god. Like, okay, that's biblical enough as it is, right? And then you have
But
like cracked out
did
Lex
you?
Luthor, which I think was the best portrayal of Lex Luthor, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he's amazing as Lex
By
Luthor.
the way,
Cracked
but
Lex Luthor is
super
great.
quick. Before Lex, sorry, just one more point. Did you notice that in Man of Steel, he was learning who he is? In Batman versus Superman, he thought more of himself and then got brought down by Batman. But in Justice League and Snyder's cut, he was OP, right? So he showed up, he destroyed Steppenwolf, everything fully OP. And right that at that point, they were gonna take that OP character, right, and supposedly with what's his name, and turn him evil, right? But that was such a nice trajectory of like a proper hero kind of journey. But yeah, Lex. Okay, you guys got. I got opinions, but go ahead.
Yeah, so with Lex, I understand like the comic book version of him is completely 180 different from the Lex that we got. I just feel like the problem was having a jacked Lex doesn't make any sense because you already have a jacked fucking it's like Lex never really made any sense in that sense because he was like Batman, just more technological, even though he wasn't at the same time. Even though he was afraid of Batman, which kind of makes sense from that perspective, but also at the same time doesn't. So it's like, okay, how do you reconcile that? The answer is you don't. You just kind of make it up in your head and you go, yeah, I guess I'll just accept a few things, but that's not really reasonable, is it? It's actually the opposite of reason. So having cracked out Lex Luthor makes a lot more sense. He's like a thing that controls everything, goes insane one day, and just like decides to just go this route because apparently like Steppenwolf and the others like put a signal in his fucking head and then made him do things. So while I will agree, and I'm pretty sure that's like part of your opinion and what you're going to say, is that it's not anywhere close to the actual comic book character. I think for the sake of the movie, it actually worked out quite well because cracked Lex Luthor, in my opinion, is a lot more compelling than jacked Lex Luthor, right? It's like there's a bit of a
No,
departure.
I agree with you 100%. I love that Lex. It was a Lex that was basically like he came into the power that was he inherited from his father, right? And he felt and he could see it. Like the world was his oyster. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. He can take gummy bears and put it up the senator's mouth, right? And do whatever the hell he wants. And he was smart. He was cunning. He was so forth. And he saw a god character, and he took it as a personal mission to destroy the god. And then you can see that there was a lot of like his father's influence and something was wrong with him and whatever. But the craziest thing is that entire journey, he realized that his number one enemy, funny enough, was not Superman, because when Superman saved him and he saw that the god can fall, he, at the very end, right, the cutscene was to go after Batman. So he switched targets. But the fact, because he brought Superman to his knees through his cunning or whatever using Batman, but then realized, holy shit, Batman is now a problem.
Like Batman's the actual threat. I'm like, hang on a second, I used him as a tool, but he's such a good tool. He's actually dangerous. Fuck. I think that was a really interesting character development. It was a very interesting character development. Right? It's funny we had a space on that not too long ago, on the alt account that was. But I think it's just so with the entirety of what Justice League was as a movie with the actual Snyder cut, which was 4 hours long, you had all of this like development, when you had all of the space for the characters to actually be who they are. And with Batman vs Superman, you actually had a good stage set where people yearned for more because it's like, holy shit, they killed your favorite character. They have to bring him back. So it's like a sense of defiance almost that you can farm off of that and go, hey, you could defy that, and you're going to get your defiance rewarded by a movie where the character comes back. And in the Snyder Cut, they brilliantly did it, in my opinion. I think they did it very well. Also, I think there's a potential for if they ever wanted to like extend that universe, they could literally do the Flashpoint alternate timeline thing, right? Because that's what they kind of explored. They explored that in the Flash movie, which really sucked. I didn't even I watched it and I could barely follow along. It was so fucking stupid. They really fucked the character. They made the VFX look like from the series, which also kind of fell after 2016, which people don't entirely agree with, but I'm like, I watched the whole fucking series. It went to absolute complete shit after 2016.
Yeah, DC like needs to take a like an Apple style position, like the way Apple does with AI. Whereas like Nvidia and Marvel, like the MCU, is basically like CUDA. And Joker 2 was like this admission from DC that they are basically going to like follow the same architecture. They like fell for the Nvidia like psyop thing, but like Joker 2 was this admission that like, oh, okay, if we're ever gonna make real money, we need to like swear off the like the fan base that isn't like accustomed to the kind of like plot and like story development and like thematics and ideals that like Marvel fans share, right? Like, I don't know how you felt about Joker 1, but I thought that was like a beautiful
Oh, Joker
incel
1 was
tale.
great. Joker 1 was great. Joker 2 was, I didn't watch it because I was like, nah, I'm not gonna. I like
No,
elements
yeah,
of the story. I'm like, okay, so basically, you somehow took this person on the trajectory to become the Joker from the Batman movies we all loved so much, and you decided, yeah, no, actually, we're gonna take a detour here. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, he's gonna get raped.
no,
I'm like, what?
yeah, we're gonna have prison guards rape him.
Like, what the
That's
fuck is
liberals
this?
came up
Why?
with.
I'm not gonna pay money to watch this bullshit. That's just fucking stupid. Like, what is this?
That Joker is the only movie I've ever walked out of the theater during, to be completely honest.
Joker 2 or 1?
The second one?
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If I agree with Adrian. Yeah, Isabel, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
I've
like,
never watched
Joker
it. I'm
2
not
like they
gonna watch
wanted to
it.
destroy. They wanted to destroy him. What's it called? In Pulp Fiction kind of thing.
Yeah, because he became
just
too
art.
popular. Because like the thing is, when you have a world in which rebellion becomes a very prevalent thing, you're gonna take the anti-hero, this person, and people are gonna like him more than the fucking rich dude. They can't familiarize themselves. Like they can't like really identify as Batman. I don't think many people can actually do that. But many more people, they live in economic, you know, collapse. They hate the world around them because the world around them hates them, because they're actually willing to see what it looks like and they're pained by what they see. So they can emphasize more with the Joker that you know interpretation of the Joker than they could with any interpretation of Batman, really, because there is
Yeah, the
nothing to it. You can't be the jacked Batman. You're the broken Joker person who's shafted wherever he goes, who's alone, and who's irreversibly cooked. But then to like go
and
with the full, like
imagines
really drive the point home by having him like raped was, I think, yeah, very nice. So you understand your customer base enough to like completely fuck him over and then just like end yourself as the IP. Actually, the thing is with DC, I think that unless they're able to turn their shit around within the next few years, I hope that they completely die out, because this shit is just fucking insane. They're destroying their IP, and at this point, I kind of want them to do it. I want them to
the
completely
interesting thing
nuke
is
themselves.
they kind of do understand the power of rebellion, because they understand that like that the risk of rebellion is real, and so they'll rape the Joker on screen. And the thing that's insulting and infuriating is that they think that by like killing a cartoon character from like an IP from the 20th century, that would like kill rebellion. That's like the offensive part. Is that they
But
think
it's
that
not.
they have like the power to subdue rebellion, but they do understand like the in a weird way, they understand the context of the time that we live in, by going like, oh, there is like this groundswell of like disenfranchised people, you know.
But it's I would say like here's the flaw in that thinking. I agree with you, by the way, but the flaw not in your thinking, in the thinking of those people, is that it's not that we're relating to the Joker. It's just the story makes sense. The character
Yeah,
makes sense. You can see from the
right.
start to the finish, and you can see a character play out for all his flaws, all who he is. And it's not like I personally don't relate to a person who is just a bit mentally
Yeah,
unstable
yeah.
and laughs and
Yeah, but what I
whatever.
think is the
But you can
struggle.
watch
The
that
struggle
with
is the thing that people emphasize with. Like
exactly
that's the thing
the
that is really
struggle.
interesting.
Yes,
They don't want to, yeah, giving a voice to struggle to them is like this intimidating thing to like the system of control that they have, that they, but I mean the thing is that they like believe in their like system of control. It's very like, it's like a theater kid mindset. It's like they really believe that they are the ones in power, and that like Hollywood is relevant. Like
Yeah.
the idea in like 2024 that you would like rape the Joker to like subdue a like groundswell of incels is like, that's the insulting thing, is that they think that they're powerful like that. But
but
it's
that's
also very telling.
But that's the thing. Like, it's not that, like, for me, the issue with that is, funny enough, it breaks the character, right? Because you got a character
Yeah.
who is gone. He's lost his sense of anything, including pain and whatever. So if
Yeah.
something like that happens, a character like that should go nuts and insane and just cut, bite, do whatever, blood, everything hurt until he's physically broken and can't move, and he still twitch to get back, right? That's the character they were building, a character who lost all sense of morality or sense of pain or sense of whatever, just one direction, give him a target, give him an enemy, and he'll pursue it, right? So that's like, for me, it's not that,
Yeah,
it's
so
not even the fact.
they give him
It's
more
like,
of what made him what he is.
yeah, in my opinion, it's like, give him, like, if you take a character and you draw the picture out all the way, that becomes interesting because you can see the sequence of it, the
Yeah,
interesting development of it. But if you start
Yeah,
breaking it and so forth, then it just becomes weird.
It would have been funnier if they like made the Joker the president of the United States or something, and then like it would have just diffused like any notion of like the Joker as like the incel king or whatever.
Exactly,
because
yeah.
there wouldn't be any way to like manifest that image in reality.
It's like how somehow Henry Cavill became the toxic masculinity figure, even though all of the nerds were kind of like relating to him because he played World of Warcraft, right? So everybody's like,
Exactly.
this
Yeah,
guy's a
yeah.
World of Warcraft
He's
person.
like the biggest
But it's like, damn, dude, you realized that you could also be jacked. And then because the nerds couldn't jack up because they listened to the slop makers and eat slop as well, they kind of like, fell out of favor with what Henry Cavill is as a person, right? It's like he plays World of Warcraft, but he also knows how to look after himself physically. Same with me, right? I do a whole bunch of things, and I also do a lot of video gaming, but I do kind of look after myself physically as well. And I try to make other people do the same thing. Like Blythe, for instance, right here, he's been improving his life massively since he's met me. He's like, eating steak, he's doing all these kinds of things, and he's actually improving his life because he can, in fact, just be a nerd and be jacked. As a matter of fact, you could be the most jacked person because you are a nerd and you figured out how to get jacked maximally, right? It's like, what do you want to level up, right? The gamer can do anything. So if you have the same kind of like drive for it, and I think that gamers just lost their drive. Now they just want to play solo games still up and like not count for anything and not be able to like, show off the stuff that they've done, not strive for something that's greater. They just like complain all the time about shit that doesn't make any sense. And then just like games all around the timeline just turn to shit. It's like, you want more realism. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't want more realism.
It's
You want more
possible.
simulation.
So if you guys want to be like Blaze and sign up to Adrian's special program where you get jacked and play a lot of video games, subscribe
Exactly,
to
that
Adrian.
is in
Henry
fact possible.
Cavill might be a 2188 affiliate.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. Right. So it's like, and also, you don't have to be strict and ideological about the thing either. Like I'm a person who really subscribes to the idea of like, being super healthy, but occasionally I will also eat some stuff that's unhealthy as well, because you got to have some fun, right? Like it's you have your vice, you like eat a cake sometimes, and other people just have this like major issue and say, oh God, I can't touch a single piece of cake. I'm like, bro, you got a metabolism that's like alien level metabolism. You can't just have a piece of cake. It's not going to be that fucking bad. Like I can just go, like I'm blessed, I would say, by our alien metabolism. So if I like, eat something that is like high caloric, it's just kind of just be absorbed and instantly output as energy again, because I'm just like this high energy all the time. Like right now, I haven't even had coffee. Like the only coffee I've had is what, like in the morning. And so I'm like, at the end of the day here, I'm just kind of like talking to you guys, and I seem to have like all of this energy. That's me naturally as I am.
What about White Monster?
I haven't had that.
Have you had any
No,
White Monster?
it's in the fridge and it's tempting me, but I just can't. I'm not exhausted enough to want to speed boost myself. I'm still feeling like really, really good.
I'm gonna do a white monster fast, where I'm gonna go 40 days just drinking my white monster.
That's horrifying. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No food, just white monster.
Are you planning on dying, my man?
15 a day. 15 a day.
He's
Just a
trying to
quick
die, isn't he?
cardiac arrest.
You're
just for
trying to
fun.
die.
No,
Okay,
my
look,
heart
look,
beating
look.
faster.
Six
That means
dribbles
it's
a
strong.
day.
JP, listen to me. JP, listen to me. We have to do the crop circles first. If you want to kill yourself after that, that's your business. Just kidding. That's a horrible joke.
If you drink too many
so
monsters,
fucking
you go to the
globalist of me to
bathroom.
say that. It's like, I only care about the numbers.
Priorities.
It makes my heart run
I had to
fast.
say it. I
Caffeine
had to say
pills.
it.
Means it's strong.
He's a convictionist maximal. Like it's like it's like that meme where it's like, hey, the soldiers are going to sacrifice themselves, and it's like, it's the sacrifice I'm willing to make on your behalf. Like what? It's like that.
Yeah, from what's called Shrek. That was hilarious. Hey, Adrian, thanks for having me up here. I'm gonna post about that space for next week with what's his name, Dr. Joel Sersel from Transastra. I'd love to have you on it too.
I
by the
will
way,
I will see if I'm available.
Yeah,
and I'll come around. Yeah.
awesome. All right, well, you
Excellent.
guys
Make
have
sure to
fun.
schedule it
Thanks.
and post about it in the community. Yeah.
Bye.
You know how to
Andre.
you know to do
Yeah,
community
yeah, it's
spaces, right?
scheduled in there. I haven't made a post about it.
It's nice to
I
see
saw
both
this
of
post,
you.
so I didn't want to make a post about it, but I'll make it
Excellent.
tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, man. See you. Have fun.
I guess.
Excellent.
Thanks.
So yeah, it's for those of you who don't know, if you can get with you can literally get with a program, which means that so part of the noetic order is that some people host spaces inside of the order, and they basically fall under different types of categories. We have like occasionally like humor and such, but we also have people like the recorded spaces are all just like high production value spaces, right? Spaces such as these that happen at like every single week and have a lot of entertainment value to them. And you can just listen to them over the week. Like, you miss the Adrian Dittmann podcast thing effectively, like the show. You can listen back to that. That's why I started to record all these spaces, because people genuinely missed that, because I want to like, satisfy the customer base effectively. That's like the consumer base is all you guys. So um the point is, we have some creators, and these creators, like, they have different types of competencies, they have also different types of connections, and because not everyone is entirely comfortable with having a conversation with me directly, it makes more sense that a different person hosts with, like, certain scientific individuals. For instance, even though I'm a very scientific person, I'm also a very controversial person as well. So in order to kind of like, not um sabotage the reach and the massive information and the volume that could be available to us, I basically have made it so that everything is done neutrally, as neutral as possible. People can represent via the platform whatever it is that they want, but the whole has to be apolitical as such. And because of that, that's like, that's why you have the noetic order. It's like you host spaces within that, and you discuss things that are actually valuable, like actually valuable, right? And say, could that be robotics? Yes, it could. So you have the guy about robotics, and he's like having a conversation about it, and it's like a dedicated thing is recorded, and then people inside of the order can like listen to that, and and attention is actually drawn to critical things, right? Things that matter, things that are important. So that's what that is. That's pretty cool. Also, again, drawing attention there, make sure to join the noetic order Discord server. Yeah, I want to like get that. I want to like get that to 1,000 pretty soon. Yeah, so we can like bring more people
Awesome.
into the platform here, and yeah,
Can the first 1,000 people get a special badge?
the first 1,000 people. That's actually a really interesting idea. Early adopters, like an early adopters badge. The first 1,000 people get an early adopters badge.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I could make something like that happen.
Collect your badges, folks.
How do we regulate that? It's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at when their accounts join and everything. Yeah, we'll have logs for that.
Yeah, we have logs.
Shouldn't
We have
be
logs
that
for
hard.
that. So yeah, the first 1,000 members again. I'm gonna work on a nice little special rule. So it's a little thing that you have as well, because you have the roles that we can purchase, which are like subscribers. It takes priority above everything else, and then you have the yeah, the early adopters. We could probably even take the original legacy subscription role and just like turn that into something. I don't know. Now we'd have to delete that and do it again. But no, I said, yeah, we'll probably do something. That's a good idea. I'll see if we can automate that somehow. Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting there and we're going to manually like pick. Okay, you handle everything from like A to B. I'll have everything from C to D, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, excellent. We'll definitely do something like that. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, join the server. We'll need you there. Get us to 1,000 so we can have more reach and more people come in. So it'll be tons of fun to see the growth.
What does the word noetic mean?
It's like a how do I describe the concept in simple terms? Like the way you can seek knowledge, in a sense. It's a Greek thing actually. So it's like
the head of a pathway for people to follow down.
It's kind of like it's a set of ethics, like how you were guided by a set of ethics. So it's like the Greek concept of nous, or nous, something like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's like just intellect,
like
intuition,
Yeah.
it's like made of different parts. Ironically enough, it's like, you kind of like can condense it down to 3 parts, which is like, philosophical, which is like spiritual and like there's mysticism in that, and then there's like the sciences itself, which deal with like consciousness and intuitions. It's like stuff like that.
It's a great rabbit hole to research for people that are interested.
You guys have a channel called The Rabbit Hole where people can start rabbit holes?
No, but I feel like if we had a channel where we'd start rabbit holes, it would just be people making up dumb conspiracy theories that hold no water. Though I understand a lot of conspiracy theories definitely have the potential to scale. There are other conspiracy theories that don't make any sense, and I think just kind of cloud up the timeline are designed as disinformation campaigns, and people don't have the cognitive security to realize that that is the case. Then they just like end up sitting there going like, hey, they just like look at the moon. They go, "Oh, hey, I think that's a demon portal." I'm like, "Okay, that's great." That was like one of the rabbit holes that existed on April 8th last year. It's like everybody thought it was like a gigantic demon portal. I'm like, "So you guys just didn't learn anything from the Mayans, huh?"
Are you saying that it's not a
I
demon
heard
portal?
it's cheese.
It's cheese.
No, I'm not saying no. See, I don't think
okay.
it's a demon portal. I think it's a gigantic egg, and I think that anybody who doesn't think it's a gigantic egg is like part of the psyop.
An
Personally.
egg for what?
I don't know.
I see.
Massive spider. You make it up as you go along. I don't
A
have like
dinosaur
imagination that
egg.
goes that far. It's not a dinosaur egg. I don't believe in that. We have lizards that are underground. They're not supposed to be above ground. Remember, we have to keep the bullshit consistent. See what I'm
Well,
saying?
if it's an egg, it's probably reptilian.
It's
right?
a dragon egg.
There we go. It's a dragon
JP's
egg.
a lizard.
A
Massive,
space
massive
dragon.
sky lizard. It's like the dragon. Yeah.
But it's an egg, so it's reptilian, which means that they're not that far off to assume it's like a demon portal.
Dragon.
Yeah, sure.
Nuts.
Fair enough. Dragon D's nuts, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, sure. We'll that will work.
Drag these nuts, yeah.
Yes.
I want to drag my nuts to the dark side of the moon.
Jesus Christ.
Nut squared.
Yeah, that's real.
With a tan.
So you said you're going to square nuts?
I mean, he does. They're all printed. That's why we have seams at the bottom now.
The thing kind of puts it in a shape.
Do you remember that show Kyle XY? It was like Superman. It was like the guy who had no belly button.
No, I don't know. What?
It was like a really cheap version of Superman, and they used to have, when I was a kid, we would go to the mall and they'd have like posters of the show, and it's like him, and he's lifting up his T-shirt, and it's like his he has no belly button, and he's like from Krypton or whatever. So I was just thinking about that. Just conjured an image to me of like a guy with no seam on his nuts.
Interesting. Yeah, if
Anyways.
somebody doesn't have a seam on their nuts, then I don't trust you. You're one of the seamless ones.
Yeah. That's how we're gonna have to check the androids, right? We're gonna have to check the seam.
Yeah, check if it's like organic. Yeah. Does anybody ever like wonder what the seam is actually for? I know what it's for. I know why it's there. Does anybody know why you have like if you happen to be a dude that you have a seam on your nuts? Do you know why that is?
It separates them.
Yeah.
For the flap, ain't it?
It was a flap at some point.
It keeps the left and the right alone.
No, it doesn't. Actually, no. What it once was in develop. So when initially you start, there's like the template for human, which develops with a pathway, 2 pathways, right? Either the labia is enforced and you become female, or what is there that could become the labia actually becomes the balls. And so these parts fuse together, and then what is the testicles grow inside of the thing that's in fused together, and that's why you have a seam. Yeah, I looked it up because I was like, hey, am I 3D printed or something? I was like a kid, and I looked at myself. I'm like, hey man, am I a robot by any chance? Like, are you guys real? Am I real? Let me confirm that. And for a bit there, I thought it was like probably 3D printing.
So are you saying that chromosomes are fake?
No. What?
Because chromosomally, you're an XY or an XX before that, so you're not a woman.
Yes, but the template, yeah, of course, but the template in a physical sense still exists. It's just like that's developed first, and then you go in one of the 2 directions, kind of like.
I wonder what that one looks like.
But yeah, and the people who are XXY still have seams, so.
Yes. Those exist also. Those are an interesting anomaly. those are problematic because they kind of so standard is that you have either one of the two directions, but some people they tend to have both, right? And that becomes very confusing because that one's like there is actual merit to enforcement in there. It's like this like
Must be fun.
what the fuck have they done to Gork?
What happened? I didn't see.
It has blonde hair now. Why does Gork have blonde pigtails?
Oh God, it's Kevin from high school.
What the fuck do you mean? What? It's Karen from high school? Sorry, what? Oh,
With the frosted tips like the cat picture, man.
Jesus. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. You can call that one a Kevin or a Justin. I look at that cat and it like immediately goes Justin.
That's crazy because I literally just thought of someone named Justin who had those when I was a kid.
See what I'm saying?
I think everyone named Justin had those when we were kids. I think it was required by law.
Yeah, everybody had like the fucking spiky hair, so it's like a cat named Justin with the spike hair. Like, no hate to anybody who's a Justin, by the way. I'm just like saying that was like an oddly consistent thing at the time. You know, I thought that was quite fascinating. Oh man, that was amazing.
I don't know why, but this all reminds me of the meme where the singer from Smash Mouth and Guy Fieri are the same guy.
Wow.
Because they also have that stupid spiky ass hair.
They are the same guy.
Yeah, they're not.
I mean, I've never seen them in the same room together.
It's them and the guy from Insane Clown Posse. They're all the same guy.
Bro, you're right.
Man.
What if it turns out they're all Kevin James and he just happens to be the most talented actor to ever live?
Now you're reaching.
You know, it's funny. As much as as much as I dislike the TikTok aesthetics for like cinema, I must say for like the purposes of, like social media, it definitely works quite well. Like even for the service subscription that I have for Discord, it's like the roll that you get is this nice bluish shimmery thing that looks really nice and very abstract. So like that's literally the first thing you see if you check the announcements channel, for instance, to like see what kind of rolls are available to you, and you get like a nice shimmery thing. It's the most recognizable like roll in the entire server. It's like you have that, or you already subscribed and then you like submit a ticket and you get you know, you get a different roll that's like pinkish looking that has like the X thing. So it's like
Yeah, it's an interesting word, like cinematic. Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who directed The Godfather and Apocalypse Now and all that, he has some books on cinema, and one of the things that he would always say is that he has this notion in his head that the idea of the cinematic, or like the feeling of the cinematic, existed centuries before. You know, like it's an extant thing that existed before the invention of like photographic mediums, and that there's like something called the cinematic that you can like sense even like in everyday life, like, you know, when you pull up like on a vista, like you climb a mountain and you reach the peak and you look out and there's like this essence of like the moment that you're in, that it's like a shot that you're witnessing, that there's like something in that that's like cinematic, in the same way that like glowing rank on like Discord is cinematic. And that's what I mean when I say that like TikTok is pushing this like post 20th century development of like an idea of imagery that is cinematic in a different way. Because like the 20th century, right, you can't disentangle like cinema and like film from the means of like the production of the photographic film, right? So like in the 20th century, the largest, the greatest propagandic form we had was mass media through like television and through cinema, which was all like on celluloid, right? But now we have like silicone based mediums of exchange, and that those would have a like fundamentally different notion of what is like cinema, right? Based in like a more virtual sense of reality than what we are used to, right? And also the 20th century was like a time of like ideological wars between like capitalism and communism and monarchy. And so like cinema as it developed, like within 50, 60 years of celluloid being developed, became like a propagandic tool for like different forms of government. And so you have this visual style that comes out of Hollywood or comes out of like the Soviet system of filmmaking, that the like propagandic nature of like certain editing techniques, right? The things that they show you and things they don't show you are like imbued with the time that they're invented in, right? Like there's like a political substrate inside of the images that you're seeing. And like the Soviet filmmakers purposely like viewed film as a like the greatest propagandic tool. I think what's the name of that the Soviet propagandist? It's not it's like one of Lenin's
Uh,
associates, but
I've-
Trotsky. Might have been Trotsky.
yeah.
I think Trotsky said that it was like the greatest tool of propaganda in the 20th century, cinema, like filmmaking, right? Like, and so there's something there that I think is like what we understand as movies was developed in a time where Hollywood wasn't just an entertainment medium; it was like an arm of like the military, and it was an arm of like propagandic technique. And we're like separating from that era. We're in like the post World War II era, right? And so the idea of what is like capital C cinematic is still out there floating in the world like as an extant idea. And now that the political structures of the 20th century are like eluding us, that there's like a new form of visual language that we're going to have to uncover over the next 20, 50 years, if there's still systems for us to exchange images and for us to exchange content, and visual mediums, that a different kind of syntax is going to emerge. And I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but it's interesting to think about.
I think that Trotsky's
also a
guy's
lot of
head would have
technical-
blown up if he would have seen the internet.
I know, right? He'd be
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Dude, he would instantly bust.
There are a lot of technical details that also go into having something look cinematic if we're talking about the way we know of it, which is like frame rate, for instance, 24 frames
Yeah.
per second. It's like a little bit dreamy. Maybe depth of field, color grading, the way that you're doing the blocking, the lighting,
Sure.
all those tiny details that go into it. Even the editing, the rules of cinema, like you never cross the line of whatever, the two people talking, that sort of thing. So I'm not sure how that would translate into like a TikTok aesthetic.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Actually, even the
What I don't mean is it isn't
the
so
cuts
much
are
like
even pretty
TikTok
quick.
itself, although there is something in the way that TikTok editing works that is similar to like this. I would almost say it's like a world without a monoculture. Like Paul Scalise, the Lindy Man guy, he talks about monoculture and how we like lived in a world where like everyone consumed the same forms of media and we all learned how to like consume information the same way. It's like once that collapses, what you get is a world where for information to stick out in the noise of like pure anarchy, you need to be able to communicate things in such a way that it immediately grasps your attention, right? And so like TikTok is kind of like this proto version of like a stylistic visual syntax that like a visual way of speaking that can grab people's attention in like a sea of noise. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And it's like there's
Yeah,
something
I'm
about
just
saturation. There's
thinking
something
like,
about
what's
all
the
that.
fusion of those two things look like? Yeah.
Yeah.
There in film history, there's something called jump cuts. It's like, I don't know, early European film, and they cut out a bunch of stuff. So maybe that's a similarity.
Yeah, there's like
But
one of the Soviet guys, Padovkin. There's like a Padovkin technique, and he was one of the like Soviet Film Institute theorists, and he talked about this idea. You would have like a shot of a guy. He's just looking out, like into the distance, right? So the camera's like facing him. It's like showing his face, and he's looking out at the horizon, and he like sees something, and then it cuts to another shot, and then it'll cut back to him, and he'll react like like positively, like smiling, like delicious, like, oh, I saw something like really good. And it would be the first version of it would be him looking at like a girl's legs. So it would be the shot of his face and he would look out, and then it would show a shot of a girl's legs, right? And it's totally, disembodied from time, probably a completely different environment or whatever, but you can intercut a shot of a woman's legs. And then when you cut back to him and he's like smiling and whatnot, you get the impression that he's horny or whatever, or he like saw something that he liked. And then the next thing would be it's a shot of him looking. It's the exact same shot that you just saw, But then what it cuts to is a shot of him looking at like a little girl like playing in a field or whatever, and he's smiling, and you get the notion that he's happy, like there's like a purity that he's like acknowledging, right? And then the next one would be him looking out at the same shot as like the other two takes, right? And then it would cut to like maggots and like bugs and insects or whatever, and then he would react like positively, and you'd get this like insane, this notion that he's like insane, right? And it's like that intercutting technique is like one of the fundamental pieces of like montage editing techniques, right? So I think montage was the name of the like Soviet style of like propagandic filmmaking, and TikTok definitely like turns that like knob to like 11. But like this combination of like how they use like the AI voice subtitles and the like rapid fire editing and just like the like mukbang, like insane visuals. I don't know. I just keep thinking like what would that look like if you could like pull that into like a narrative form and not just like a loose like one scene, which is like basically TikTok is like a scene instead of a shot or like a narrative in itself. Like what if you turn that into like an hour-long movie? What would that change? And like also what are the things that like kids would understand about it that like adults wouldn't understand, and it would like filter them? I don't know. Sorry, I'm rambling, by the way.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see a TikTok video like cut together that way on a movie screen and see if it's a really jarring experience. Because I think it's a little bit different on your phone versus like 30 feet high.
You ever notice when you stare into like somebody else's phone, it's like looking into hell?
Dude,
That it's
post
like,
that.
whoa.
Post that. Right there. Exactly what you just said. Take that, post it. Take exactly that. Just post it. Don't even worry about the consequences. Just do it.
Yeah, but you guys know what I mean. Have you ever? You guys have had that experience, right? You're like looking at someone's
Dude, that's so
timeline. It's
real.
like insane.
That is so fucking real. That is so real. That's why you should post it. I kind of like. It was funny. I did a similar thing with Dexter. Like he said something about the Goonbot thing that I posted, and he said that in a comment. I was like, dude, that's the funniest fucking shit. You should quote post my post with that and just put it there. And he did that, and then later, after like an hour, he looked at it again and fucking deleted it because he had to. He literally was like speaking about, oh wow, this bot is amazing. It's like, it's writing a novella about. This funny post. It's gone now. The tears in the wind.
Siraj, will you play me in chess in a little bit?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Okay, whoever was here, I accidentally thought that I beat Siraj in chess, and I like tried to tell everybody about it, and then I went back on the chess app and I realized that it was not Siraj. But I came clean immediately because that's the kind of person that I am.
That is true. You did.
Are you 35?
Isabel,
35
you know
still?
that. Adrian's not Elon, right?
Yes. She
So he
does.
won't be able to
Did
give
you see
you
what
his
somebody
spawn.
said to me? They were like, I don't even remember what it was. And I was just like, I know.
Just
I
in
know,
case
you
you are
guys.
worried about that.
Adrian's not Elon? Get out of here.
Wait, are
I've
you
been hanging
sure?
out with for the past 2 years.
Are you sure he's not?
Exactly, yeah. No, she's like, see my face and everything. We're like, yeah.
No,
The plot
yeah,
twist
there's
is that he's
there's
actually
some
Larry the
drama.
Cable Guy.
What?
I know
Have
who
you-
Adrian is, but it's going to cost you to find that out.
Have you ever seen clips of Larry the Cable Guy when he's not being Larry the Cable Guy?
I know what Larry the Cable Guy is, but I can't visualize it in my head because it's been that long.
Kings of Comedy, man. He's a redneck.
All right.
Yeah, but that's just an act he plays. Like, he just talks like a normal person most of the time. It's just an act he puts on for stage. I like the idea that Adrian is just this like calm version of a redneck stand-up comedian. Like, you just take the
Stolen
redneck
valor.
out of him and you wind up with Adrian.
But listen, Adrian definitely is
That's
a
good.
redneck. He's a redneck. He just don't talk like a redneck. But he's a redneck.
There is some truth to it. It's like a higher functioning redneck, where it's like I can function in the modern world, but I also function very well in the third world, which is basically the same shit. It's like, I am capable of redneck stuff. I just do things. You're climatized to it, basically. I mean, hey, I'm the person who somehow pulls it off. Like, I dress relatively well. I make sure I'm always clean. I don't smell like anything. right? I don't like perfumes or anything like that. I'm a very neutral person in that sense, right? But I'm also make a lot of very specific, jokes. Also, sometimes don't care about my hair or my appearance sometimes, even though like I guess it is the stylish chaos that people are after sometimes. So it's even a compliment, which is weird. And then like to clean myself, I literally shower with a bucket because I cannot for the life of me just have a heating system because it consumes too much energy. So I just have a big pot of water and that's like my shower. Like, yeah, I'm very redneck in that sense.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What do you mean? What did you say?
You wash yourself with a rag?
No, with a pot of water. I don't wash myself with a rag. I'm not a
So how do you get the grime off?
I'm not a 1950s European. With warm water,
Use a sponge?
No, I just use my hands. You can in fact just rub your entire body up with fucking soap and then, water, rub some more, water, rub some more until all the soap is gone, and you actually end up being cleaner.
I think if you put yourself under a black light and looked at yourself, you would be disgusted.
No, I do have a black light. There is nothing on me.
No, dude. Listen, only women use washcloths, man. Real men just wash themselves like men.
Like there's nothing on me. It's like
if you turned on a black light and looked at yourself, you'd see in the grime, it would say, "Please wash me."
Okay, grime doesn't glow in the black light for the most part. That's one thing.
Yes.
And also, I
Adam
love the
means
fact
words.
that Chad's accent gets an R in the word wash. I always love that when that R just somehow gets added in.
Water.
Yeah,
Wash.
wash. That's actually interesting. That makes sense. But no, I'm actually very clean. It's like, yeah. Like, I mean, what does a sponge actually do? It's the same thing that your hands can do, right? Like, we evolved over probably millions of years into like having these things called fingerprints, which we now use to like, identify ourselves in the cyborg theocracy that's coming. But what we can actually do with that is they're actually very abrasive. So I'm like, oh wow, hands. Amazing. We have these things called hands. So I'm very clean.
I think
I
my
have
favorite
to because I hate
random.
I hate sweat. I just fucking hate it.
Do you use
I hate
toilet
the
paper though?
grime.
Because that's pretty dirty.
Yeah, I do use toilet paper. Yes.
Do you use dude wipes?
No, I don't.
Who
Look,
isn't
I
using
don't
a
know
bidet
how
these
people.
days?
I don't know how people shit, but I don't shit in a way that has you have a massive mess that you need to clean up in yourself. There's a way to shit.
The
Eat a lot of
Japanese spray
fiber.
water into their asshole.
Yes, that is understandable. They say the same thing that the Europeans also do. It's called a bidet. It's existed for a long period of time.
So I've never used a bidet,
Okay,
but
bye
I
guys.
imagine that.
I'm going out. I'm sorry, I'm going out, guys. I just wanted to say bye and send love to all of you.
Bye, Belle.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No, good night.
Bye, Isabel. Don't forget to wipe.
No, we went to Europe, and when we came back, my wife replaced all of our toilet seats with bidets. But I tried it one time,
Good.
man, and I was like,
You should.
absolutely not. I am never doing that
Get
again.
struck the fear of God
Bruh.
in you.
I don't fucking like those things either. I saw those things as a kid. I'm like, yeah,
Nah,
sure.
bidets are great. Bidets are great.
Inject ice cold
I
Europe
agree with that.
water into your anus. Amazing.
You can get them. You can get them heated. You know, that's an
Yeah.
option.
Don't
But
tempt me with
honestly,
this.
honestly, the cold ones are much better.
It's like
What the
those
fuck
pictures.
is
It's like
wrong with you
bidet.
people?
The top picture is bidet, and then it's
What the fuck is
bidet,
wrong
comma
with?
Japan.
Listen, you need to
It
be
wakes
clean
you
as
up.
fuck.
It's like a
I
white
am clean
monster.
as fuck.
No,
I
you're
only
not.
shit. Yes, I am. I only
No,
shit
you're
once.
not.
No, I only
Your butt
shit once
crack
a day. I only shit
is
once a
covered in
day.
shit.
And after I have done my daily shit quota, which is exactly what that is, I shower. So I'm 100% clean at all times.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
You
you're
shit
not.
once
You
a
need
day.
to.
Yes, I
You
am.
need to shower and
So wait.
you need to have a bidet.
No, you don't.
So all these
Yes, you
times
do.
you've been
You
doing
really
those
don't.
showers on these voice calls, immediately before that you've been shitting.
Yes, I have. That is true. But I have
Huh.
wiped. I'm not
Well,
disgusting.
now I know.
Yes, now you
So
know.
you guys don't shit 5 times a day?
No,
No.
what the fuck is wrong with you people? Who the fuck shits 5 times a day? What's wrong with your digestive systems?
Well, there's the pre-breakfast shit, there's the breakfast shit, there's the brunch shit, there's the lunch shit, and then there's the after-dinner snack shit.
Are you sure your body is just not like giving you an excuse to use your phones?
Are you 500
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
that's what the sounds
Honestly,
like.
though,
the safe.
taking a shit in the morning makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Just
You
for
take a shit.
reference.
You take
can
a shit
tell
in the evening, shower, and then
shits-
you don't take a shit until the following evening.
Shits
No,
are a
I-
nighttime
healthy-
activity.
I think
The
I was
healthy
onto
distribution
something.
of shits is somewhere
Yes.
between 3 times per week and 3 times per day. If you're doing anything more or less than that, you have a problem.
So
Yes.
You
you
ever
take a
sit
shit in the
down and
morning.
take a shit and wonder how many people are also taking a shit right now this second?
I actually don't wonder that much, but I assume it's probably like 1 or 2.
Probably do the
people.
math.
Like
No,
3
but-
billion?
But you take your shit, then you get blasted with cold water in your ass with a bidet, and it's like, a morning cup of coffee.
Yeah, it just wakes you right up. It really
Sounds
does.
about right. Sounds
What
about
if the
right.
bidet sprayed coffee?
And then
What if it
ouch.
sprayed
don't
White
want my-
Monster?
I don't want my ass infected with coffee.
Yeah, White Monster bidet.
We're gonna be billionaires. Patent that shit.
People do get coffee enemas.
You could probably
Yeah.
get drunk if you sprayed enough vodka at your asshole.
Yes, because there are receptors. There are some people that do this thing where they inject the THC, like the fucking the ultra what is that? The
THC.
fucking there's a I'm
Concentrate?
I think about something I can't say, but I'm thinking about something that I am able to say. The ultra hippies, they don't smoke the shit. No, they have the chemically formulated perfect strain and they inject it right up their ass because there are actually
But they're not-
receptors in there.
But they're not addicted though. They can quit
Yeah,
whenever they
totally
want.
not. But I wouldn't want to know what the hell's going on down there. They also have a lot of I don't think I should explain this because that one's
These
actually pretty
fucking
disgusting.
weed addicts, man. Weed addicts.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna say it's called prolapse asshole. It basically means that the inside of your stuff is coming outside, like the what's you part, not the shit part. It's real fucked up. Don't look it up. Don't ever look that shit up.
I've never heard of this.
You've never heard of this? Okay, I've been to a lot
No.
of bad places. The internet.
Hippies
Yes, you
have
just get
prolapsed
educated.
asses?
Yes, that's a thing that exists. Yes. That and also
free love
practicing
movement.
weird sexual acts because of what ends up happening, and sometimes people tend to. I don't know what's up with people putting stuff up their ass. I don't understand it. I don't know what's wrong with
I
people.
don't understand.
MK
either.
Ultra.
It's just
Yeah,
hippie
100%.
culture.
MK Ultra, the government's telling me to put my
I
shit up
also
my
don't
stuff up my ass.
understand that whole.
Shove a
I
light
also
bulb
don't
up
understand
there.
the
Exactly,
whole
man.
ass eating thing.
Yeah, that doesn't make
happening?
any sense either. It's fucking disgusting. It's like, we live in the current century and there's like a lot of E. coli infections and shit, and people don't understand where it comes from. I'm like, do I need to tell you about trends, doctor? I know you're not really doing it, but
It comes from Indian programmers.
Modern relationships start. Modern day relationships start at eating the ass and then go to hand holding.
yes.
That's a Chris Rock stand-up bit.
Yeah, that it is. Now, what I'm saying is, I think like this is the problem. This is like the problem of society. You can in fact just be a normal person and just not be a germaphobe. Just understand that
Fuck you. Fuck
that
you.
part of your ass is always going to be a degree of separation dirty. And my shit is wiped off so well that the degree of separation that is that ass is dirty is your ass is dirty also, no matter how many times you use a wet wipe to do it. I bet you right now, if you clean deep enough, you're going to turn into an infinite crayon.
Yeah, you can just wipe and wipe
What?
forever.
That's what I'm fucking saying, okay? You are never going to be clean. You are an unclean motherfucker. Like, you'll never be 100% clean.
I'm going to
You
be.
can wipe and wipe.
I'm going.
Oh,
to
okay.
be
So,
as clean
so how do you
as
do it? Do you
humanly
like wipe so hard that you wipe the inside of your asshole as well? Is that it?
No, but I'm saying you gotta be.
Okay, there you go.
clean-
So you're not clean enough. You will
got-
never be 100%.
You gotta be as clean as humanly possible.
Yes, and that
without
is as
also
clean as
being-
humanly possible. That is as
No.
clean as
Wipe.
humanly possible.
And wipe for hours.
All
until you
I'm
have no
hearing-
skin.
I'm hearing a business opportunity for butt loofahs. That's what I'm hearing.
What
Bruh.
the fuck?
What? We
Okay.
could take a pill to wipe your ass for you.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's cool. Yeah. No,
You're
there is actually
reminding me-
there's actually
you're
pill of that.
reminding
There's
me
actually
of-
pill for that. There's actually pill for that. So what they it's what the dietitians recommended back in like the 80s and in the 80s, it's like the diet pill, and it just turned out to be a tapeworm. See, that one solves your problem because the tapeworm's going to eat everything, so I never have to shit ever again.
I'm imagining like an astronaut pill that you swallow, and it's like a tissue that's been like compressed into like a pill, and then when you when you shit out, it's just like it just wipes you on the
What
way
the
out.
fuck?
Wow.
It's like plugs it and everything. Now, see, like,
All
the
right,
thing is,
enough food.
yeah, see, the thing is, like, if you eat very starchy foods and such, your shit is actually not going to be as solid. My shit is extremely dense, so it's actually not really dirty. Yeah, because I don't eat as much starch and any of those things. And if I do, I just absolutely fucking hate it.
I find it profoundly interesting that there are this many people listening to you talk about your shit.
Literally, right?
It's
Isn't that
fascinating.
amazing? It's like my shit.
Don't forget
It's a
to
very,
join the Discord.
it's a very exactly, yeah. It's a very deep personal. It's a very deep personal discussion to talk about. You know what's coming out the end. Everybody has like something coming out their end. You know that's what happens. And I think if you can pull off a conversation about that, that's fucking amazing.
How many people listening right now are either on the toilet or need to go?
Oh yeah, right, exactly, yeah. You're like standing, you're just like sitting there, and you're just like laughing, and every single time it just like helps you along a little further. You know.
It's not shitty conversation, I'll say that much.
Yeah, that is real.
You're saying use a Tesla bot to help you.
Yeah, exactly. Have your Tesla bot wipe your ass. Let's fucking go. It's not you wiping your ass. It's the
Yeah,
AI
maybe the
doing it
Tesla
for
should
you.
have a toilet built into the seat, since you could do like a road trip one day.
Oh my god.
There was a video that went super viral of a lady with like one of those butt implants, and she was like hiring someone to wipe her ass for her because she couldn't like reach.
Oh. No, man, dude. I think
Oops, how do I get
no,
that
man,
job?
no, man, no. See, I think everybody here is getting it wrong. We need to vacuum the shit right out of you before it even gets to the end. That's what we need to do. Okay, we need to have like this. I'm done. I can't do it. I can't keep a straight face explaining this. It's getting worse. You know, like Dyson
But
needs to design
we're
the anal vacuumer.
It's a very interesting mind that we're on.
Yes, that we are. Like nobody is capable of skillfully mining their way around this because they're too awkward talking about their shit, really. But I'm not, because I can talk about anything. I'm the guy who literally tells people that one day I'm going to inscribe a 3D scan of myself on the blockchain, like a fully naked one, and then that means that my dick is inside of every one of yours nodes. So you're welcome. Maybe it's already there actually. I mean, you never figure it out. It's not like you can trace it or anything. It's like.
How do I get my toilet to mine Bitcoin?
Get your toilet to mine Bitcoin. I don't know, but like I think the bidets are gonna come up. The bidets are gonna come up with their own like fucking super guided spray and like their personal customized temperature and like pressure setting, and the same way that your toaster and your oven has an NVIDIA chip in it, so that it toasts and roasts as well as it can. So it can roast you in real life by calling you an idiot, and it can roast your
You know the
like whatever it
automatic
is.
flushers on the urinals and the toilets?
Yeah.
Those are definitely filming our junk, right?
I mean, they do have a 3D scanner in there, so yeah, man. I guess my junk is out there somewhere. How does one even deal with like urinals, even like the fucking separation? You got like some, you're like a pretty tall individual, and you're not looking, but nobody else believes it, and so you're just there as a dude. As a dude, like women don't understand this, but it's like as a dude going to the urinal is always a very interesting experience because it's awkward as fuck. Like if there's only two, and it's like standing next to the guy, it's like, hey, does he see my? It's never about do I see somebody else's junk. It's like does somebody see mine? And it's not a size problem. It's just another dude seeing my junk. This is like indecent.
If there's
I
only
think the
two,
most awkward. Have you guys ever been to the trows that they have at some like sporting
Yeah,
stadiums? It's just a
I was about to
fucking
bring
thing
this
full
up.
of ice.
Yeah, baseball games. They've preserved it as a piece of like Americana, like like hot dogs or like popcorn. Like they haven't upgraded to urinals, so it's just like a trough, and everyone just pees into a giant like pig trough.
if there's only two,
What
the
the
rule
fuck?
is if you don't wait, you're probably gay.
Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly. So you have to kind of like wait, and then it's a thing.
Or you have to admit to everyone in the room that you have a small dick and go to the stall.
Exactly, dude. Real. It's like, nah, guy's using the urinal. I'm just gonna use the stall. Then you use it as that, and then you're one of
The
those
stall
people.
of shame.
The stall
I'm
of
the king
shame.
of the trough.
Yeah.
There's a loophole. You leave the stall door open.
Yes. Yes. You just use it as another urinal. It's like, out of respect, right? So you never
Then you
close
pull
it.
your pants and your underwear all the way down to your ankles.
Okay, and I've
So
never
that
gone that far.
if somebody takes the turn, they can
No,
see
but
your
that-
dominance.
Okay, but here's the thing. What if he took it a level further? Because like somebody's gonna eventually try and come in through the door, right? Especially if it's open. So what I do is actually I take it to another level higher. By the way, I'm 100% serious with what I'm about to say. So because I don't want to like pee all over the place and like have that all over the toilet seat because it's disrespectful and fucking disgusting. Because I can't aim it properly sometimes if I've held it in for a bit, I basically do the full fucking squat like Spider-Man.
Yes,
And
indeed.
then just like my foot is like all the way out the door. And because I held it in for that long, there's a lot that comes out. So I'm just standing there for a good 30 seconds.
I would like to let the men listening to this know that there's no shame. There's no shame in peeing sitting down. Okay, sometimes the aim just
No,
won't go
I'm not
straight.
gonna sit down in the fucking toilet because look, I may not want to make it filthy, but I don't trust in anybody else being as autistic as I am about not making a toilet filthy. So I am doing the Spider-Man squat with a foot out the door, aiming it in there. Hey, I have good leg
Our
muscles.
butts are clean as fuck, though. Like they're one of the cleanest parts of our body because it doesn't get exposed to shit all day.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Exactly. Right?
You ever go to pee and you pee like 90 degrees to the right of where you aim?
Yes. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a massive problem. It's like, there and, because your pants are kind of, constricting. What happens is like that part tends to be, tightened up and then you just think, oh, I'm aiming straight ahead. Nope. 90 degrees. There you go. Detour.
If only there was some way to calibrate your aim.
There is. There is. But you have to have a little bit of meat to do that.
The Harry Potter
All
stream
right.
is also a very interesting phenomenon where sometimes it just goes in two directions. And you're like, what the fuck?
Stream.
I've had that, definitely.
Yeah, that has happened.
There's
That's a
also
rare one.
the leaking pipe drip where you like have a mainstream and then you have like a dripping stream.
Mhm.
All right, we need to get off of this topic.
Oh, this is good. This is like, man, all this stuff that I never thought is like, universal to people. I thought it was just me. Amazing. I feel so less weird now.
I
thought that was
think
just
the
me.
one that nobody really talks about, the universal one, is when you really have to pee and then you pee for so long that like halfway through you don't even have to pee anymore. It's just still happening.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
You're just
Yeah.
kind of sitting there like, huh.
It's like kind of standing there, and it's like, okay, yeah, there's still something there.
And then you're just
How long
counting, like, the
until this
seconds, like,
stops?
this is impressive. This is impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I was like, damn, dude. Or like, I've never heard. This is the thing with Americans. I don't know what the fuck you guys are eating or what you put in your water supply, but I've never heard a fucking person pee longer than an American in my entire life. Dude, that was fucking impressive. Like, I went to the fucking Capitol building in Texas, and I went to the bathroom. And this guy did the stall thing, right? Like, I was there. He didn't want to stand next to me, so he went to the fucking stall, right? Left the door open, of course, as you do. And he was fucking going for like 40 seconds. I'm like already done washing my hands and then drying them off. That's how long this guy's been peeing. And he's standing there for a good fucking 40 seconds. And you know that he's going because you can tell by the sound that that shit is consistently high volume. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of bladder do you have? Like, that's
His kidneys are probably the size of raisins at
I
this
know, right?
point.
That's
The thing is,
insane.
No,
in Texas,
It's
you have to
Americans have
drive.
evolved to store more urine.
Our parents wouldn't stop and let us use the bathroom, and so our
Exactly.
our bladders
You got to
grew.
drive a lot.
Even the
Yep.
pisses.
Bro's bladder
Even the piss
holds
is
like
longer
the
in Texas.
entire day, but like he drinks so much soda, he has to like do that shit regularly, just go off like, oh yeah, I'm at the Capitol building, I'm gonna take a massive dump in the building. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like when I was like, I always had this thing in my head. Well, I don't know if I consciously had it in my head, but that like a long pee is like an adult male. Like you grew up, like you're a man now. Like you take a long piss, and I just realized that all the adults around me were just holding their piss in all fucking day.
Yeah, you just kind of forget about it. You sit there and you go like, yeah.
If you look at the meme I just posted in the Jumbotron, I think it's relevant.
Oh my god. Let me pin it up there because I don't see it. So I did it for you. Oh no, there it is. Become ungovernable. Wow.
There's a funny tweet by Paul Scalise. He has this idea of the hydration revolution, and basically like nobody drank this much water before at any point in history. That's why if you go to like the 1970s and you look like a 20-year-old, they look like they're 43. but nowadays you'll see like a 30-year-old guy who looks like he's 17 still, and it's because
Yeah.
everyone's drinking so much water. And he has this tweet. He's like, the hydration revolution has created a new kind of man. He's called the piss guy, and it's like the guy will come up to you, he's like, you guys know where the bathroom is? I gotta piss. Like, where's the bathroom?
That sounds hilarious.
Real.
I'm definitely the piss guy. I think I piss like fucking 8 times a day or something.
Incredible. Yeah, that's wicked. Yeah, no, that's 100%. Yeah, that's 100%, dude.
One thing a lot of people don't realize about trans people is that they're very good at holding in their waste for quite a long period of time, just from bathroom avoidance.
That's fascinating.
It's an efficiency boost, I think.
Yeah, definitely it is. I mean, I can kind of do that too, but the thing is, like, I know, like, so, for instance, with coffee, I don't drink too much coffee for it to overload my body, just to, like, stay awake whenever I'm traveling. And, like, I rarely fucking pee. Whereas everybody else is like, let me go get the bathroom break. I'm like, bruh. Like, I keep myself somewhat dehydrated, so I'll never have to pee, like, ever, until I reach destination. And then when I do reach destination, god damn. Because I realized why you were supposed to drink as much water as you're supposed to drink, because it, like, allows you to clean out the all the stuff that's in your body. And I guess that's like the original detox. It's like, if we actually needed the detox that all the influencers are showing you, we'd actually be dead a long time ago, because the amount of toxins that we put in our body is just insane, right? It's like the only thing that makes sense is to, like, detoxify yourself from, like, the heavy metals. That does make sense, I will agree, right? But, like, everything else just kind of doesn't, because the actual detox is just you drinking enough water and then your body using the surplus liquid as a means to kind of, like, store the poisons that the body has and is rejecting in the liquid that then you then excrete, of course, by going to the toilet and taking a massive piss.
Yeah, see, I wanted to be based in trad and like never drink water, but then I get like migraines. I get like headaches from not pissing, not drinking water and pissing. So it's like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it has to do with all the chemicals that are like in the food and water nowadays.
Blood pressure. I mean, getting a headache. I mean, so getting a headache from stuff is more like an absence. So it's more like an absence of something, right? So if you drink
Probably
enough water,
electrolytes.
yeah, the electrolytes, and perhaps also stuff that may increase your blood pressure as well. So say, for instance, caffeine. Like, there was a thing where I just didn't understand why sometimes, even though I drank a shit ton of water, my body just I just had fucking headaches. I'm like, why the fuck am I having headaches? It doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like, I eat well, everything's great. There's something missing, and I realized that the caffeine that you consume actually increases your blood pressure just a little bit, and your brain actually gets used to that. And so if there's a change, then you feel like the brain fog and all that kind of bullshit, right? So it's kind of interesting. And then I just drink my morning coffee now. Everything's fine. I just, like, didn't have any massive headaches for a bit. And then sometimes you have, like, a splitting headache that just, like, occasionally comes around, because I guess your body is, like, overdoing it, and then you're kind of nerfed a little bit, so your body has time to recover, and then you get back to, like, the usual grind, I guess. But damn, dude.
I never do more than 3-hour legs in the airplane because I know I'm gonna have to piss and smoke a Marlboro.
What the fuck?
I just took a piss right now, and it was 3 streams.
Wow. What the
High
what the
level
fuck? What did we
wizardry.
call that one?
You might need to go see a doctor.
Oh, I forgot. You guys might not. I don't want to be TMI here, but not everybody's circumcised.
Real. I'm not either, but I don't have that much of a problem. Like, I don't think I've ever had, like, 3 streams proper, like, just on an average day. Then again, I also wear pants, like, on the weekends. I wear pants that don't constrict that part of my anatomy quite a bit. So
I'm
sometimes I
almost
just walk around
always
complete.
wearing some form of sweatpant or something. I
Yeah,
can't
for
deal
me,
with
sometimes I just
constriction.
walk around. Sometimes I just, like, walk around the house completely butt ass naked. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing right now.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off.
The only thing that's clothing me is a ring around my finger. That's it.
It's been a great talk.
That's
Have a great night, guys.
Good night, man.
Good night.
And my chain, yeah, I have the chain as well.
Night.
Yeah.
Nick Adrian.
Man, that is something, isn't it? On that note, he realized, holy shit, I have a life. I need to go. There's a beautiful thing about like having the confidence where you can literally just like do things, I think. And part of those things is sometimes just, you know, walking around
See,
topless. It's not like someone else is gonna look in.
I don't like being around naked just because somehow I will always get a guitar pick stuck to my ass every time. I don't even have to leave the guitar picks out, it will just find a way. Because guitar picks are like interdimensional beings. It's the only explanation. They just pop out of existence and then reappear somewhere else. Like
Unless
magic.
you need one, then you can't find one.
Yeah, they're hiding.
They want to be used until you want to use them.
And like my best proof for this is one time a guitar pick that I had made it to my parents' house. Despite me being 2 states away, it somehow wound up there. And that's always hurt my head because I have no explanation for it.
Man.
Like I bought it in Minnesota, I hadn't been back to Illinois, and somehow it wound up in Illinois. What witchcraft is this?
You took it when you astral projected to check on them.
I was checking on the cats, maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe guitar picks are the secret to astral projection. You just need to throw enough creative energy into it, and then all of a sudden, just poof, they can transcend the dimensions of space. This isn't like probable, but I don't have any other explanation for the guitar pick or winding up in Illinois. Like, I have no explanation for that. That irks me, though. I hate it because I don't understand. I'm a very rational person, but sometimes guitar picks just do things where I'm like, I don't know, they're fucking magic, whatever.
Man.
And I feel like every guitar player has similar stories. Like, it's a universal thing for guitar players. Like, we don't understand how guitar picks do this fucking shit. It's really annoying. It's just a thing that happens.
Yeah.
That's why you'll find guitar players who just have bowls full of guitar picks, because if you have like 6, they're too busy just disappearing, popping in and out of reality to be useful. You need more.
I actually know exactly where I have a guitar pick, even though I never play with guitar. So I guess maybe that's the reason why I know where it is and why I have it in one specific location.
But is it there right now?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't cut it.
What if
It
it
may
does?
be out for the moment.
I can't go over and verify right now because it's very far away. But, you know, I'm pretty
Next
sure
time
it's
you're
there.
there, you're gonna look and it's not gonna be there, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
If
There and not there.
if it is, I'm posting about it. I'm gonna have a space on this
Probability wave.
Yeah, it's literally probability. It's like quantum mechanics. You look at it, it's there, and it's not.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Guitar picks are just they're fucking immune to quantum superposition, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly.
They can only be observed in one spot, though. Like once somebody's looking at them, they're there.
Yes. For now,
The second you
anyways.
look away, it's up to them whether they're there or not.
What was that in the background?
I don't know. I heard it too, so it wasn't me.
Sound like a cat.
Some sort of sounded like a female sneeze.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Bro, it was my daughter. That background was my daughter. My
I fucking knew
adult.
it. God damn.
Listen,
Win
my
after win over here. Holy fuck, man.
so my
Damn.
son, who's grown and does not live here, is paying her money to come in here and call me gay.
Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Hey, sister, here money. Go tell dad he gay. And sneeze so Adrian can comment on the fact that there is a female presence in his room.
What is the rate on that? Like, is it like $5 a pop? What are we going for?
I don't know. She come in here and said it and told me and ran off, scared.
Amazing.
Does she take credit cards?
Wow. Wow. You're gonna start like a whole thing. And it's gonna just be people paying her to call you gay.
She's gonna be richer than you are, Chad, because you pissed off so many people in your life.
I know, right? It's like put the public information there, make it like a Stripe subscription, and like get people to pay her $500 to wake you up at like 2 a.m. just to just do it FBI style. You know how like the FBI or various other government organizations, they raid your place. They always pick like 4 or 5 a.m. and bust down your door from its hinges and just drag your ass clothed or unclothed out of the bed and then start interrogating you, right? But like that's what your daughter is gonna have to do. She's gonna bust down the door at like 4 in the morning and be like, "Daddy, Daddy, I need to tell you something." You wake up and go, "What is it? What is it?" It's like you're gay, and then runs out.
She would. It would not require very much money.
That's what I'm saying. Like $500. Like make the charge $500.
Kids are whack.
In my case, you couldn't do that because I don't know when I'm asleep or when I'm awake.
Yeah, it's
I just not.
awkward hours.
I just know I go to bed and I fall asleep, and then somehow when I wake up the next day, I get told that I did a whole bunch of things, including exercising in my sleep, and I apparently have a routine for that. So, excellent.
Mjolnir, knock it off. Why are you trying to knock over a pop can? Oh, you're just gonna pretend you weren't doing that and now come over and lay next to me, huh? Okay.
Little chaos agent, yeah.
I acknowledged he was doing something, and he's like, "Oh, you're alive. Excellent."
Excellent indeed.
And now he is trying to make my stomach into biscuits.
That
Now he's
is
laying
sweet.
down all cute like.
Aw, what a handsome little fella. You guys see like the
I
cat
love having
picture
a
I
big ass
posted?
cat.
Yeah, cats are great, especially like the cats out of that region. They're so fucking huge. I think my
Good old
grandparents, they had this like gigantic fucking black cat. It's like the biggest cat, the biggest blackest cat that I've ever seen, and it was just massive. And I think was 40 was like 40 centimeters long, excluding the tail. Right, that's a big fucking cat. Completely black, like you literally couldn't see where its face was or anything. It's just void until it
I
opens
love
its
when
eyes.
like other cats will encounter Mjolnir and just be like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope."
Can't identify
It's
what is
really
this.
fun. They'll see Freyr and they'll be like, "Oh, another cat." Then they see Mjolnir and go, run away." That's right. You're a big, intimidating boy. You know that? Yeah.
Damn, bro. Bro just sent me the thing. What the fuck, bro? What kind of cat do
I
you
tell you what,
have? What is this shit?
it's a puma.
Is that real?
It's 100% real.
You had a puma as a pet?
I mean, does anyone really own a cat?
Yeah, technically.
No, they're out of my ranch.
Okay.
That's cool.
Like, does occasionally like a puma pop up and skulk the house?
I mean, the thing is, they're like really good at hiding, so you kind of never know. You can feel when they're watching you. You just can never find them.
Why does that sound like a challenge?
I mean, it is, but not what I'd recommend playing. At least not in the open wild. They will go after you.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the few creatures that'll look at a human and go, "I could eat that."
Yeah, that's true.
They're actually really big scaredy cats. Like,
Yeah.
they're so afraid of people. Unless they were like raised around people, they will not get close to a human.
Well,
Why is
yeah, we're
that?
scary.
Why is that?
Because
Does
they
it
know
know that
that
we're persistent hunters and we can literally exterminate an entire race of beings if we're pissed off enough to do so?
probably something like that.
Yeah. We have done that a bunch, actually. For instance, in the place where I live, we used to have saltwater crocodiles. The local population ate all of them. There are no more saltwater crocodiles. They eradicated the entire population. Turns out that if you have a lot of hungry people, small moving tank in the water, large moving tank in the water that tastes like chicken, is not a winning strategy. It's slow, easy to catch, and therefore also very easy to kill. Because all you need is a really thick fucking spear, the same type that you thrust into the earth in order to break the earth apart. Like, hit him right at the back of the neck there. Boom! Finished.
Just like how jaguars kill them. They just bite them right on the back of the neck.
Exactly.
Sever that nerve, and you got yourself a limp little meal.
And see, evolutionarily, the gator goes, I am a tank. I move slowly, and then I strike. Human goes, big water chicken moves slow, must kill and eat. Like, that is the one thing that is very nice for a human, is like when the thing just doesn't fucking move.
Yeah,
And
but then
if
you
it
have
does,
things
it
like
moves
sloth
slowly.
that don't move but also taste like ass.
Yeah, that's why the sloth is still around. Because somebody wants to fucking eat them.
We could eat it, but nah,
No.
it's not worth it.
That's also why in New Zealand, most of the bird population has been eradicated because there were no humans on that island. And so when the humans first came there, because there were no natural predators of any kind, really, not meaningful ones for birds. So when the humans came there, they saw the birds. The bird defense mechanism is literally play like a statue. So there are these old stories of the Maori. They see a bird, it's like, hey, let's go get lunch. They take a stick, walk right up to the bird, and bonk it on the head. The bird will literally sit there, frozen in place, do absolutely nothing to defend itself or fly away because it thinks if I'm still, I'm not seen. Because it never had to deal with predators that have next level pattern recognition.
Bonk. Dead.
Exactly. That's lunch right here. Just walk right up to him. They wouldn't even move. Just like stand perfectly fucking still. Bonk. Finished. So
I mean,
goes
you
the
don't even
story,
need a
anyways.
stick. You can just kind of wrap your hand around it and shake it. You'll snap its neck. Bird neck,
No, why
real
would you do
fragile.
that? No, dude. Why would you do that? That's too much effort. Why the fuck would you do that? Just take a stick and go bonk. Seriously.
Because then I have to find a stick. I can just grab it and like whip my wrist a little.
Bro, you live in the fucking rainforest. There's sticks everywhere, man. Hey, when I was in the rainforest like a couple of weeks back, I found this perfect stick, man. I was so sad when I had to part with it. It was so fucking straight and it was made out of hardwood. It was fucking strong. It was so good.
I'm happy for you. You found a nice stick.
I think I have a meme for
Yeah.
the last time we talked about sticks.
You turn on to Alex Jones for a second and be like, I have a meme here. Somewhere I lost it. I had a meme, but I lost it. Man, does it say it all. He sounds exactly like that. This food is tasting good.
If I happen to stop petting my cat for just a moment, he immediately goes back to that can until I prove I'm alive again.
Yeah, cats are neat.
He really wants his belly pet right now. He's
Still,
just
it's
laying on
so
his back, like, rub my belly.
still so mega annoying that I'm allergic to him. To the point, like, if somebody has spent time with them, they come in, instantly I start sneezing like crazy. It's really annoying.
Just surround yourself with cats for like a month. You'll be fine.
No, I won't. See, that's how I discovered it, because it just kept getting worse until I stopped being surrounded by cats and I stopped sneezing. I was like, oh, wow, interesting.
Mhm.
Nah, but I mean, you need like 100 cats in a 6x6 room. Just nothing but cats. Eventually, your body will get the picture. This is a cat world now. Deal with it. Okay.
Your body will get the picture. That's good. It's actually really good.
I mean, it works for milk, but that's kind of a different system. That's
Yeah.
more getting the things that break down the lactite and the shit into your body. And they live in milk in the first place. So you just got to drink enough milk to get that in there. It'll be an unpleasant time for a while, but eventually your body will figure it out.
Man. Hey, that's actually real.
You can unlactose intolerant yourself by just forcing it to be tolerant. I find that shit super interesting. Like how our bodies will just adapt to shit. And everybody's like, no, you have to do this. Like, no, it has a system for it. You just have to hack it a little bit. It's fine. I happen to have a giant black fur ball holding on to my entire hand with his 2 paws and his legs. He's just like, nope, your hand goes right here, right in the middle of my belly, nowhere else.
Man and stick are inseparable. Man will always seek stick.
Mhm.
I posted the meme that I made the last time we talked about sticks.
I'm gonna post it. There you go, so people can see it.
Nice.
Oh, Stephen Mark Ryan. That's nice. It's been a while since I got a reply from this guy. I like Stephen Mark Ryan. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a YouTuber. A lot of stuff that I learned about Tesla I first saw with what he did helped me defeat a lot of the shorts in the beginning. Many of you may still be somewhat familiar with my early days of Spaces and the legendary shit that I pulled, including getting a news anchor to dip from a space after asking him, why? So
Some
that's pretty
people
cool.
can't handle simple questions.
Yeah, I literally said, he's like, asked him, who are his experts? Because he was making claims about AI, which were all entirely incorrect, by the way. So I had to ask, you know, I don't know.
Mhm.
Good citizen journalist must ask. So I was like, hey, so who are your experts? I was like, I can't reveal that information. I'm like,
Yeah.
why? And then instantly just dips. The whole exchange is so fast. Blythe, can you like play that for us real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up the clip. He's like, "Hey guys, I gotta run." It's pretty funny. Hold on. It's right
Click,
here.
click, 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 click.
Here's that.
Okay, hold on.
What I would like to know is who are your experts?
I am the expert.
I don't share that information. Why? Hey guys, I gotta run. Thanks a lot. I hope you guys are the best. Take care.
That was literally it. That was the exchange, bro. Folded under literally zero pressure. That was great.
Yeah, instant fold. It was funny.
I keep that as like a little artifact from a time long gone. You know, it was a different time.
Who
So,
was this?
yeah.
Which journalist was this?
It's this guy, Gordon Johnson, right? He like has a segment on CBS. They do like the financial bullshit and he always talks shit about Tesla. And so I saw him on there. I was like, dude, I have to do something. I saw him in there and people were like, don't hammer him too much. I'm like, I got this, don't worry. And I didn't think that it was gonna fall apart that quickly, but I kind of knew. That's why I had to ask the question. And then everything just like kind of played out perfectly. It was an instant meme. And ironically enough, because many of the people in real life watched that guy's YouTube channel, they were then familiar with the fact that I had an account. And I was like, hey, guy, by the way, there's a guy who has your exact name who sounds like you, who's on X talking to this guy. Is that you? I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of people that may sound like me and may have my name. It was so funny. It was like I wasn't ready for that. It was like getting asked that question at the dinner table. I was like, I had to hide the fact. I was like, holy shit, I'm God. I haven't found out. Fuck. You know, I was at the dinner table and I was like, I don't know. So like, I guess there's a lot of people like me out there. I don't know. Yeah.
Who are your experts? Oh, I don't give out that information.
Yeah, amazing response.
I mean,
I am
yeah,
the
I
source.
put it there for everybody.
what a retard.
No, you could have just done the base thing. It says like, I don't need sources. I am the source. But he's a journalist. They can't have humor. Dude, he was like so mystified by my existence that one time out of context, he just happened to show up to my space to go on and ask me about whether or not I'm Elon. It's like, are you absolutely 100% not Elon? I'm like, yes.
Is that yes you are or yes you aren't, sir?
So it was literally like that shit. It was literally like that shit. And then afterwards, people are like taking that apart and talking about like, oh yeah, it could definitely be him just plausibly denying it. I'm like, what? No, I literally stated that I wanted you to literally interpret what I literally stated. Man. Man,
If
no. So,
My
anybody
wife.
ever asks me who my sources or my experts are, I'm going to tell them their mother.
oh my God. It's like when somebody calls you gay. I have a really bad joke about if somebody calls me gay. I'm just waiting for somebody to do that.
You're gay.
I'm straighter than okay. I'm straighter than the poles that your mom dances on.
That's
Classic mom joke, man. Love it.
That is horrifying, huh?
That's
joke's
crazy,
on you.
actually.
My mom's a horizontal stripper.
Dude, one day if I get into a big space again, if there's like more controversy that happens, I'm gonna go in there and tell them exactly that. It's gonna be fun. Like if they ever like say that shit again, I'm gonna be ready. Like there are gonna be so many memes that I will drop that I don't think that people will be able to stop talking about that for years.
My wife made a noise, and then my cat got up and he got real spooked by something. And then he just kind of jumped backwards and then he remembered I existed and plopped sideways directly onto me, completely forgetting that he was startled by anything. It was quite adorable.
That it was. That it was.
Oh, it's the good human plop. Okay, then. I can't help it. I love it when cats get
Excuse me.
startled because they get like so into it.
Yes.
Their reflexes are so sharp that the smallest move makes them go, "Oh fuck!"
I know.
The wall.
Yeah, my personal favorite is like the mini videos of the house cats mistaking cucumbers for snakes. You put it right next to them, they start flying. I've only ever once had a cat be shocked so much that it flew because I always like did weird shit around them. And for some reason, one day, like something random happened. I don't even remember what it was. I was just walking, and then I turn around, and the cat start flying around. Like, whoa, what the fuck? I didn't know you could get that much airtime. That's impressive. Like seeing that in real life was so fucking funny. I'm like, whoa, what was that? Like the cat just starts flying. I'm like, damn, bro.
Growing up, my cat was terrified of a laser pen with the alien like UFO shape head on it. And we don't know why. It was just that one. If you ever used it, he would freak the fuck out and like jump so high he would bounce off the ceiling.
What the fuck?
We have no idea why. It was just that
Wow.
one.
Oh man.
But
You
it was
gotta
kind of
film
fun
that.
to have him chase it for a while and then put the head on and watch him jump. Well, he's dead now, so I can't film it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I had that cat when I was a kid, like 2, 3 years old.
Nice. How long did
It was only the alien head and my sister. Like, both of them would freak him the fuck out.
It's funny.
It was real fun watching my sister come to visit, and all of a sudden the cat would just go, ah, run the fuck away.
That's brilliant.
We don't know if she did something to him or if it was just like maybe she was the first person with the alien laser head. We don't know what was up with it. It was a lot of fun to watch, though.
Yeah. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna rug it here. I'm gonna post a pre-scheduled space in a bit. But first, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go live on Discord. I'll play some Halo, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. So yeah, if you
Then
guys,
I have to set up my computer.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want to like watch that happen, we may even listen to some rock music curated by Vera. Last night we didn't listen to any music whatsoever. We just did the gaming, and I feel like it kind of locks you in a little bit more as well in some ways. It's really fascinating. But it was fun. It was great. It's a nice little quiet solo stream. It's pretty cool. And did a lot of chatting in there, which was great because we were talking about stuff, and we had one of our members is Pranoia. She like read out the replies, like the responses in there. So we had like we had like one person read that out, and I thought that was very nice. It was really good. Helped out a lot, so we could actually focus on gaming. So yeah, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna rug it here. We're gonna do a space again next week. If you'd like to watch me live stream right now, for now, I'm gonna have to do it in there because my computer just can't handle like running 3 different apps at the same time because I don't have the compute at the moment to like do that reliably. So when I do get it, then we'll like resume the X streams again because I just can't, like my CPU just fucking can't handle it, and I have to stream at a higher bit rate because the resolution whenever I stream is just complete ass, and I don't think people enjoy watching that. So until I get a setup where I can actually stream higher quality video, I don't think I can put people through that. So there's a post that's pinned up at the top right there. Click that and join the Noetic Order Discord server. Even if people are not entirely followers of mine, you can be there as well. It doesn't matter. If you'd like, subscribe to the server as well. It helps us keep the whole operation running. And yeah, we'll fund like fun equipment. So it's basically going to increase the entertainment value for all y'all also because it's a entirely community funded project. It's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you all for coming. See you again next week, and actually see you in a couple minutes. I'm going to jump in there, and we're going to do this thing that's called stages. It's pretty cool. It literally just is like Spaces. It's just a computerized version of it, and it's much more stable. So yeah, we're gonna head into that, and yeah, I'll be there. Join us right there. Click the link. Click the thing up
See
at
you
the
guys
top.
there.
Everybody do it. Everybody do it. Do it now. Go click it right now. Do it. Join up. All right, see you guys.
Do it
Bye.
now.
Do it now. I'm telling you. Arnold is telling you. Do it now.